from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. It is game number 86. Today, the Cleveland Indians and the Kansas City Royals conclude this three-game series. The Indians looking for the sweep. Hi again, everybody. Tom Hamilton and Jim Rosenhaus with you on this 4th of July holiday, and I hope you're having a great holiday as the Indians and Royals are about 2.5 hours late in getting started thanks to Mother Nature. But the rain has given way to overcast skies, and it is very humid as the Indians and Royals will play this finale. The Indians looking for a three-game sweep, and the Indians are looking to go a season best 10 games above the 500 mark if they can get a win. They'd not been 9 games above 500 until their win yesterday. The Indians coming in here with a record of 47-38. They're in second place, still 7 games in back of front-running Minnesota. Kansas City still with the second worst record in baseball. They're now 29-58, and they are 26 games out of the top spot. The lineup cards are being exchanged with the 4-man umpiring crew today. Brian Knight will be making the calls behind the plate. Brendan Miller's at first, Pat Holberg at second, and the crew chief is Jerry Davis, and he'll be umpiring at third base. The ballpark here, symmetrical. It is 330 feet down each line. It is 387 to the gaps. It is 410 to dead center. So it's one of the biggest ballparks, certainly in the American League. Lots of doubles, lots of triples. But this time of the year, the ball carries very well because it's hot and it's humid. This complex opened up in 1973. When I say complex, of course, right across the street outside this ballpark and on the other side of the parking lot is the Kansas City Chiefs Arrowhead Stadium. And these two outstanding facilities are located right off I-70, roughly 10 to 15 minutes east of downtown Kansas City. It opened up in 1973, and Kauffman Stadium was completely renovated in 2009, and it is still very pretty ballpark. All dark blue seats, 3 decks from foul pole around home plate to foul pole, then very limited seating all the way around the outfield. But the primary feature here in this ballpark, the water spectacular, as water is shooting up like it's coming out of fountains all day long. Plus you have the waterfalls, so that's always been a signature mark of this ballpark. The waterfalls and water spectaculars were even more prevalent because that's all there used to be. Once you got beyond the outfield walls, it was just the grassy hill going up to street level and then the outstanding water features. But then they enclosed this ballpark with seating in the concourse area. So the waterfalls and water spectacular, not quite as prevalent as they once were, but they are certainly still a signature piece of Kauffman Stadium. The Royals have taken the field in their powder blue jerseys with the white trim and the white pants. The Indians today will wear their navy blue jerseys with the red and white trim and the gray pants. The Indians have been very good after that trip to Baltimore, where the Indians were bludgeoned on Friday and Saturday, but then shut out the Birds on Sunday behind Shane Bieber. And then they've come here to Kansas City, and they won 9-5 on Tuesday night. And then yesterday, the Indians were 4-0 winners on the shutout pitching of Mike Clevenger and the Tribe bullpen. Now, that Indians bullpen today will not have closer Brad Hand. He has worked in the first 2 games of this series, and so he is getting today off. And how the game will finish, if there's a save situation, well, Terry Francona said that'll all be mixing and matching, and we'll see how the lineup is for Kansas City if it gets to that point. The Indians would hope that maybe today they could get a blowout win, and that would be a moot point. Tomorrow is an off day, bizarrely, in Cincinnati, and then a 2-game series with the Reds starting Saturday afternoon. Former Red Homer Bailey's on the hill for Kansas City, 33 years of age. The right-hander, 6'4", 225. Homer Bailey Still has a good fastball, cut fastball, curve, slider, changeup, split finger. He's got quite a repertoire. And leading it off for the Indians, Frankie Lindor, batting left-handed. Bailey into the windup, and today's first pitch, and it's a little bit outside for ball one, and we're underway here at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. A very humid 76 degrees. Now the next delivery is in there. It's a called strike, and Lindor with a 1-1 count. Flags are barely moving here. Lindor batting .290, a dozen homers, 27 RBIs. Bailey's next offering swung on a little bloop job into center field, but coming on to make the catch is Merrifield. And Lindor way out in front, off balance, swinging off that front foot. It's a little flare to center that's easily caught by Whit Merrifield to start today's game. And it's been a tough trip. Lindor's just out of sync right now. He's off balance a lot, chasing a lot. And so the Royals getting him to lunge there, and it's out number one as we're 2.5 hours behind the scheduled first pitch time after the rain. Here's Oscar Mercado in center field, 0 for 9 this weekend. Bailey the wind and the pitch, and it's swung on and hit high. Hit deep to left center field. It's near the wall, and so is Gore, and the left fielder makes the catch. A towering blast almost to the wall in deep left center, and the left fielder Terrence Gore brings it down, but that was one of the better swings we've seen from Oscar Mercado in this series. So now the DH today is Carlos Santana. Gore had about 2 feet more, and he would have been out of room. Santana, switch hitter, will bat left-handed, DHing. He's 4 for 8 in the series, clubbed a home run in last night's win. Quasi day off for Santana when he DHs. No score, 2 down. Homer Bailey's pitch is in there, a strike. Terrence Gore in left, Whit Merrifield in center, and Jorge Soler in right. Chesler Cuthbert at first, Nicky Lopez at second, Alberto Mondesi is at short, Hunter Dozier at third, and Cam Gallagher catching. The next pitch is inside, 1-1. Royals' best defensive team in baseball. They can really catch it. And boy, you better play good defense, especially here in the outfield with so much acreage to cover. Santana, slightly open stance, feet fairly close together. The pitch, and it's a high curveball, and the count goes to 2-1. Homer Bailey faced the Indians and pitched a beauty back in April 13th. 7 shutout innings of 2-hit baseball. This is his 11th career appearance against the Tribe, most of them with Cincinnati. Now the 2-1. Swung on, fouled third base side. This is headed towards the seats, and a 2-2 count. Bailey in his career against the Tribe, 4-4, ERA 5.03. He was a former first-round pick by Cincinnati, the 7th choice in the 2004 draft. Never became the superstar the Reds envisioned when they drafted, at that time, the flame-throwing high school right-hander out of LaGrange, Texas. No score, first inning, 2 down, as Santana backs away. Homer Bailey, the Reds finally said adios, but he's done a decent job here with Kansas City. The pitch is outside, full count. With the Royals this year, Homer Bailey, 7-6, ERA 4.87. He's only going 5 innings a start in his 17 starts. He averages 8 strikeouts, 4 walks per 9 innings. Now the payoff pitch. And it's low. He walked him, went off speed. And so that is 27 consecutive games that Carlos Santana has reached with a hit or a walk. Santana also has a 9-game hitting streak on top of what is now a 27-game on-base streak. Here's Jason Kipnis back hitting cleanup. With a right-hander on the mound, Terry Francona has 7 lefties in the lineup, including his second baseman, Jason Kipnis. 2 down, runner on, no score. Kipnis looks at a fastball outside. Homer Bailey has been on a pretty good roll now. He hasn't lost a game in over a month. June 1st, his last loss. He misses high 2-0. Since that loss on June 1st, Bailey has gone 3-0 and has posted a .270 earned run average. So Homer Bailey really on a roll here heading into the All-Star break. His 2-0, swing and a miss. Still's got a little giddy up, not what he once had. That was 93 miles an hour. 2-1 the count on Kipnis, who's 0 for his last 9. The average has dipped to .239. 6 homers, 31 runs batted in. Kipnis slightly closed stance, the pitch. And it's swung on, grounded to the shortstop. Mondesi has it. Thought about going to second. Now Stead throws to first. And the Indians have a quiet first inning.
9 FM.
No score after we have our first half inning of baseball. 2.5 hours after it was scheduled to start. Got a lot of rain here. The temp has dropped, but my goodness, the humidity has skyrocketed. Zach Plesac will make his start today. The right-hander, 24 years of age, 6'2", 200 pounds. The rookie out of Ball State University, fastball curve, slider change. Whit Merrifield, the all-star, steps in. And the first pitch bangs sharply up the middle on one hop. Lindor to his left, gloves, throws, and the Indian shortstop gets Merrifield. One down on a hard hit one-hopper back up the middle. That'll bring up Adalberto Mondesi, the switch-hitting shortstop. He'll swing it left-handed. Zach Plesac coming off a rough outing this past weekend in Baltimore. He had his worst outing in the majors, going just 3 2/3 innings, giving up 7 runs. Just didn't have any command, and boy, Baltimore made him pay. Mondesi steps in and looks at a ball outside. First time the Royals have ever seen the Indians' young rookie. Plesac, though, having a really good start to his major league career, even with that last outing. The next pitch is in there. He's 3-3 since coming up with a .361 ERA and 7 starts. The pitch down in the dirt, slider, 2-1. He's averaging 6 innings per start. He averages 7 strikeouts, 3 walks per 9 innings. Given up 9 homers in those 7 starts. That pitch a little high and wide, 3-1. For Plesac, it is still a case of command. That's still part of being very young. He kicks, he fires, and it's banged back up the middle behind short again. Backhanded by Lindor. Long throw. Good stretch by Bobby Bradley. 2 down. Well, Frankie Lindor has saved Zach Plesac 2 base hits on 2 nice plays up the middle. Here's the DH today for Kansas City, Alex Gordon. Terry Francona said on the manager's pregame show a long time ago that, look, Zach Plesac is not the finished product. Indians knew that when they brought him up. He's here because of all the injuries. The pitch, and it's outside a ball. But look, he's going to keep getting better. He'll refine his curve and slider. He'll get better command, and then look out. The 1-0 is in there, a strike on a curveball. But he is so competitive and never backs down that he is able to overcome some of the things he's still got to get better at. That pitch, low, 2-1. The Indians have defensively Jake Bowers in left, Oscar Mercado in center, Tyler Naquin in right. Plesac the 2-1 to Gordon, and he hits one high in the air to left. Bowers drifting back, camping under it, and almost got him to the track before he made the catch. Bobby Bradley's had
TAM 1100.
Second inning, no score. Jose Ramirez batting left-handed. Takes a strike from Homer Bailey. Ramirez batting .214, 5 homers, 31 RBIs. Big gap in left center for Ramirez. The next offering backs him off the plate, 1-1. Ramirez is batting just .186 left-handed. He bats .270 the other side of the plate. Open stance slightly, deep in the box, back foot close to home plate. The pitch And again, jumping back on a pitch near his knees. 2 balls and a strike. Homer Bailey. In high school, he was one of those hard-throwing Texans you hear about. That pitch down and in, 3-1. His high school career in LaGrange, Texas, he was 41-4 and had a 0.98 earned run average in high school. Now the 3-1 pitch. Swung on, ripped to deep right. Down the line it goes. It is a home run just inside the foul pole. The Indians have a 1-0 lead. Jose Ramirez with a low liner right down the right field line. And it is number 6 for Jose. 4 of them left-handed. And the Indians have the early 1-0 lead. It is 3:30 down that right field line, and that one just did sneak over the wall and inside the foul pole. And the Indians strike early. Now the batter will be Jake Bauers, the left-handed hitting left fielder. The pitch to him, and it's in there a strike. Bauers thought it was high. Homer Bailey has now given up 12 home runs this year. The next pitch is high, 1-1. Bauers has had a big series, going 6 for 8 with 3 RBIs this 3-game series. This, of course, game 3. Now the pitch, and it's high again, 2-1. Bauers has pushed that season average to 242. 10 homers, 32 runs batted in. He's hitting 6th today in left field. Bailey's 2-1, and it's in there, 2-2. To get your best deal on any new or used car, go to Sunnyside Honda. They're at I-71 and Pearl Road in Middleburg Heights. Now the 2-2 pitch. Ball 3 outside, a changeup, full count. You can check out their inventory and their current specials online at sunnysidehonda.com. Now the payoff pitch to the Indians, Jake Bauers. Swing and a foul back, 93 miles an hour. Homer Bailey, if you add his numbers this year, for a guy 7th overall in the draft, he has 74 career wins, 83 career losses, career ERA of over 4.5. So you look at those numbers and you say, whew, that's not so good. Not for the 7th player overall in the draft. Payoff, fouled again to the left. Despite that, 74 and 83 record. He's thrown 2 no-hitters. Threw one in 2012 against Pittsburgh. A year later, threw one against San Francisco. Both no-hitters when he was a member of the Reds. Which just goes to show you. The payoff pitch, swung on, again, golfed foul down the left side, still a full count. No-hitters, you don't want to use the word fluke because that would take away from what the guy on the mound has accomplished. But some of the greatest pitchers in the history of the game, some in the Hall of Fame, never threw 1 no-hitter. And Homer Bailey has thrown 2, and he's still a sub-500 pitcher career-wise. Now the payoff pitch. Swing and a foul back again. Good at bat here for Jake Bauers. Indians with a 1-0 lead. 2.5-hour rain delay, and now we're seeing the sun trying to fight through the overcast skies. Again, the payoff. Again, it's banged towards first. This time it stays fair. Hops right over the bag. Playing deep was Cuthbert. He'll make the play himself. And Jake Bauers is out number 1. That'll bring up the Indians catcher, Kevin Plawecki. Again, the Indians have an all-Indiana battery today. Plawecki grew up in the Indianapolis area, and the guy he's catching today Zach Plesac grew up in Crown Point, Indiana. Plawecki played at Purdue. Plesac played at Ball State. The wind and the pitch, a swing and a foul back, and out of play, strike one. So ironically, Plawecki played his college ball further away from where he grew up than Plesac. Got closer to where Plawecki grew up in Muncie, where he played collegiately. Now the wind and the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded up the middle by the diving Mondesi at short into left center, a base hit. Looked like he got a breaking ball, and Plawecki takes it back up the middle, and the Indians have their second hit both this inning. And now Bobby Bradley, who's just trying to settle down a little bit here in his maiden voyage in the major leagues. Boy, he wants that first major league home run, and he's just trying too hard right now and has been really pulling off the ball. Indians just want him to think up the middle. He's so strong, he'll hit home runs if he keeps that approach. The pitch to him, and he waves at it, strike one. Fastball up around the letters. Bradley had 24 bombs in Columbus this year before he got called up. With the Indians, he's batting .111. 2 doubles and a single in 27 at-bats. He takes inside 1-1. They knew he would strike out a lot. That's been his MO even in the minors. But he has struck out here 12 times in 27 at-bats. That's too many. Now the 1-1. Down low, went off speed, missed, 2-1. Lyft is the official rideshare partner of the Indians. They'll make getting to and from the ballpark a home run. Download Lyft today and get going. That's Lyft, L-Y-F-T. Bailey comes set, hands held, chest high, the pitch, and it's in there, a strike. Boy, Bradley thought it was simply inside. 2-2 the count. Bobby Bradley out of Gulfport, Mississippi. Grew up just down the street from former Indian Matt Lawton. He's known him a long time. The pitch, swung on, tapped foul off to the right. Longtime Indians minor league pitching coach Greg Hibbard is also from Gulfport. Greg Hibbard, who was a little lefty that pitched in the major leagues, saw him a lot with the White Sox. Tribe 1, Royals nothing. Second inning, Kevin Plawecki at first, 1 out. Bradley awaiting the 2-2 from Homer Bailey. Here it comes. Swing and a ground ball foul right side. He's doing a good job fighting off the off speed. Homer Bailey, last year he missed almost 2 months. He had a bad knee. Well, you talk about a bad year. Homer Bailey last year had 1 win. 1 win the whole year. The pitch, Bradley fouling it off left side. 2-2. He was 1-14 with a .609 earned run average. 1-14. 20 starts with the Reds. They eventually, in December, traded him to the Dodgers. He was part of that trade that brought Yasiel Puig, Matt Kemp, Alex Wood from L.A. to Cincinnati. The pitch, laid off outside. Good job there by Bradley, and a full count. Basically, teams were trying to shed salary, plus the Reds wanted some veterans, and Alex Wood's been hurt basically the whole year, so Reds haven't been able to put him in their rotation. They had Matt Kemp, released him, but Yasiel Puig, when he's not charging the mound, has played pretty well for the Reds. We'll see him on Saturday. Dodgers quickly got rid of Bailey and released him, and he got picked up by Kansas City. Runner goes, pitch swung on a miss. Throw to second, double play, inning over. I mean to tell you, Plawecki running on the 3-2 pitch at live on WTAM 1100. Yeah, the Indians have themselves a 1-0 lead thanks to the Jose Ramirez line drive home run down the right field line. The Indians now with Zach Plesac on the mound. Zach Plesac is going to face the middle of the order, Dozier, Soler, and Cuthbert. The right-hander with a very abbreviated delivery from the first base side of the rubber, kicks, deals, and misses low, ball one. Whether you're shipping from or through Cleveland, choose Global Transport, Northeast Ohio's preferred provider for transportation and logistics management. The next pitch, and he caught the outside corner, called strike. Plesac doesn't waste much time as Dozier bangs one toward third, backing it up and backhanding it. Ramirez, long throw and not caught by Bradley. Should have been caught. Should be an error on Bradley. A little low, he went to backhand it, but that should have been caught. And it will be an error on Bobby Bradley. He's worked hard to become better defensively, but he's not a Gold Glover by any stretch of the imagination. And so he just simply dropped that one. So the Royals will try to take advantage. And this will be the slugging right fielder, Jorge Soler, having a career year. He is third in the American League with 23 homers. The pitch to him, and it's a beauty of a slider, strike one. Top home run hitter right now. It's a tie for the top spot. Both Mike Trout and Edwin Encarnacion leading the league with 24, and then this man, Jorge Soler, with 23. The set, the pitch, and he skies this one to right. Not very deep. Naquin is in there to grab it. One down. That'll bring up the first baseman today, and Cheslor Cuthbert. Cuthbert batting .288, 4 homers, 16 RBIs. From the set, and for Plesac, it almost looks like it's his windup. And he tosses to first, and back with the dive is Dozier. And if Dozier did not read the scouting report, then he could be in for a rude awakening. Because this guy has about as good a move as any right-handed pitcher. Another quick throw over there, and Dozier may learn the hard way. That's Jacoby Jones. Right now, Zach Plesac has already picked off 4 runners in 7 Major League games. He works first base side of the rubber, and the pitch. And it's in there, a called strike. Zach Plesac with his 4th pickoff this past weekend in Baltimore. That's the most in the major leagues. And he's made 7 starts. He's tied with Detroit's Matt Boyd and Tampa Bay's Blake Snell. They're both left-handed. The 0-1, swing and a miss, good slider away. Boy's got a good slider today. 0-2, and that's the issue for him right now. And he'll tell you, when he's got his good slider, Zach Plesac says he thinks then he can really flat-out dominate. There's the 0-2. And he just missed outside with another one. 1-2. And that's not being pompous or a braggart, but Zach Plesac said normally my slider is the one pitch that can be a little more iffy than the other 3. Tossed to first, low, but grabbed by Bradley. But if he's got that slider, then that's when Zach Plesac usually is at his very best. It looks like he's got a good one so far. 1-0 Indians, second inning, 1 out, 1 on. Getting brighter here in Kansas City. The pitch, Swung on, grounded up the middle. Diving Lindor has it. Shovels from his glove to second one. Kipnis turned it. Oh, what a double play! Lindor on a ball back up the middle. Diving from his belly with a glove flip to Kipnis. Oh, you won't see a better one than that. 1-0 Indians after 2.
Mike Trevisano.
What do you want me to say? There's only like 2 seconds here.
Tomorrow at 3 on WTAM 1100.
See?
Indians with a 1-0 lead. We go to the third. Tyler Naquin hitting 9th today. Left-handed hitting right fielder. And the first pitch to him. And it's in there, strike at the letters. Naquin batting .266, 6 homers, 20 RBIs. Bailey into the motion. And the right-hander, so 1 pitch. And it's over but low, 1-1. This is the Liberty Ford Grand Slam giveaway inning. And John Meyer from Shaker Heights trying to win the 2019 Ford Mustang convertible from Liberty Ford. Now the 1-1 pitch. Down low, ball 2, 2-1. If the Indians hit a grand slam here in the third, John Meyer from Shaker Heights will win the Ford Mustang convertible. Sign up at libertyford.com. Outfielders spread out medium deep, the pitch. Swing and a foul back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Smallest crowd probably of this series, 18,000 the other night, 25,000 yesterday. Holiday here today and a 2.5-hour rain delay. Now the 2-2. Swing and a foul at the plate, fought off a splitter. And a good day in Kansas City to either be in a swimming pool or somewhere where it's air conditioned. Warm and muggy. One nothing Indians, third inning, Bailey's pitch. And he missed with the off-speed breaking ball. It's high, full count. Naquin, a first-round pick by the Indians out of Texas A&M. 7 years ago, 15th player in that draft. Payoff pitch. Swung on, lined up the middle. Caught just above the ground by Mondesi, the shortstop. A bullet off the bat of Naquin, but Mondesi shading him up the middle, and the shortstop takes a hit away from Naquin. You have 2 of the game's elite shortstops here in Lindor and Mondesi. Top of the order, and here is Frankie Lindor. The Indians All-Star. Flied out his first time up. Frankie never gets tired of the All-Star game, which is refreshing. His 4th as he takes a curveball, strike 1. He'll have 25 family and friends, a lot of them coming up from Florida. Bailey's 0-1 pitch, swung on a little nubber, rolled towards the second baseman, and throwing him out as Lopez, 2 down. Well, they've done a great job this weekend of going soft on Lindor, and he has just simply tried to do too much. He's been off balance, jumping a little bit. And the Royals have pitched him well. Here's Oscar Mercado. Almost hit one out of here. As Terrence Gore, the left fielder, was almost up against the wall in left center to make the catch. Third inning, 2 outs, nobody on. Tribe 1, Royals nothing. Now the windup, now the pitch. And it's in there. 0-1 the count. Getting brighter as this day goes on. We may actually see the sun here momentarily. The next offering, and it's waved at, and the count is quickly 0-2 on Mercado. Mercado's looked flustered this series. He has gone 0-for-10 in the series, and at times he's shown that frustration. Bailey says, I want a new baseball, throws that one towards one of the bat boys near the Royals first base dugout. Now we're ready, and the 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss, fastball away, wiped him out. So
1100.
Nicky Lopez, the rookie second baseman, will lead it off. Bottom third of the Royals lineup. Zach Plesac working with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Lopez, a .240 hitter in his rookie year. The pitch is a little inside, ball one. Now the pitch, and it's down low, ball 2, 2-0. Lopez, former 5th-round pick, takes a fastball strike. 2-1 the count. He was drafted only 3 years ago, so didn't take him a whole lot of time. Now the wind-end pitch, and he fouls it off. Left side, 2-2. He played collegiately about 3 hours from here in Omaha. That's also where the Royals AAA Farm Club is. And he played collegiately in Omaha at Creighton. Now the 2-2, in tight, turns him out of the way, full count. Royals and Tigers played a game in Omaha recently, but that was at the College World Series ballpark, which is in downtown Omaha. Royals AAA club has its own ballpark. The pitch swung on and missed. Good fastball. Plesac has his first strikeout, and that's out number one here in the third. Not many towns the size of Omaha have two beautiful brand new ballparks, one for minor league ball and one primarily built for the College World Series, although Creighton now does play its regular season games at the College World Series ballpark. Here's catcher Cam Gallagher, right-handed hitter, turns away from a breaking ball inside for ball one. Power Home Solar is the official solar provider of the Indians, building a movement. Hope you visit powerhome.com or text solar. The pitch, a strike at the knees, 1-1. You can text solar 411-411. Power Home Solar, own your power. Indians own a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the third, one out, nobody on. The next pitch is wide, 2-1. Now Plesac, coming off a bad outing in Baltimore, his first really bad outing on the big league level, and you never know how kids will respond. He's responded the right way, and no one's really surprised. The pitch on the outside corner again, strike two. His confidence is something that, well, you can't fake it. You either have it or you don't. He has it, and boy, is that big. The 2-2 is swung on, fouled upstairs behind the plate, still 2-2. If you're not confident in the game of baseball, you'll get eaten up. Everybody's confidence is tested, and it wavers at times. But if it's an issue, you're not going to survive in this game very long. Plesac's ready. Sun's starting to shine. The pitch swung on, ripped foul down the right side into the lower deck. And the count stays 2-2. Got some suspicious-looking thunderhead clouds around Kauffman Stadium, but hopefully the rain is done for the day. We had a 2.5-hour rain delay, but we're playing and the Indians up 1-0. Now the pitch. Wide, full count. Next game for the Indians, Saturday afternoon in Cincinnati. Shane Bieber against the Reds. The pitch swung on, a rocket to right, moving toward the line. Naquin cuts it off on the bounce. Turns, fires toward second, and holds Cam Gallagher to a long single. Those are the plays defensively in this ballpark in the outfield that don't show up either in the box score or maybe the story of a ball game. But if balls get by outfielders here, they're not doubles. They're usually triples. Even if you're Roberto Perez, who doesn't run well. We saw that last night. You better be able to go get a ball, cut it off, or you're going to give up a boatload of extra base hits. Now the double play ball's still in order. A speedy guy at the plate, though, Terrence Gore, showing bunt, takes a strike. That's probably the best thing Gore does, besides run, is bunt. Not much of a hitter. 1 out, 1 on. Tribe leading it 1-0 here in the third. The set, the pitch, and it's hit foul off the end of the bat. And an 0-2 count on Gore. He's batting .271, but this guy primarily throughout his career has been a pinch runner. He can really run. This guy, if you include this year, has stolen 332 bases in his pro career. The 0-2. High, 1-2. This is his 9th pro year. He has stolen as many as 68 bases in a year. Roberto Perez was the first guy to ever throw him out in a major league game. I mean, he was strictly a designated pinch runner. The pitch, high, 2-2. But he would come into the game. Everybody in the ballpark knew what he was doing. And still nobody could throw him out. And finally, Roberto Perez was the first to ever throw him out. The Indians with a 1-0 lead. Royals with a runner on, 1 down here in the third. And Gore, the right-handed hitter, awaiting the 2-2 pitch. And Plesac will step off. And now he actually walks off the mound onto the grass area. And now he wants somebody to come out of the Indians' dugout. Hopefully he's okay. Maybe needs a towel. Maybe needs a rosin bag. Not sure. But now the home plate umpire, Brian Knight, is meeting him on the pitching, off the pitching mound by the third base foul line. Here comes Tito. And he is talking to the home plate umpire, Brian Knight. I don't know if I've ever seen this before. Zach Plesac wants a towel. He's toweling himself off. He's okay. And usually that's why the rosin bag is out there. You load yourself up with rosin. I don't know if I've ever seen a major league pitcher call time to get a towel and towel himself off.
You know, Tommy, he pitched in Texas, and he said he went through, I think it was 3 different jerseys down there, so he sweats a lot. I guess the rosin bag just wasn't cutting the mustard out there.
He didn't even go to it, though.
No.
Huh. Okay. I don't know if that someday will be a mound visit or a towel visit. The pitch, and it's wide, full count. So Gore's gone from an 0-2 count to a 3-2 count. Well, what he may want to start doing is wearing long sleeves. He's in short sleeves, and perspiration may be a problem as far as the ball being slick. Payoff pitch. Ball 4 way outside. Boy, it looks like it's really bothering him right now. So he just walked his first after he got ahead of Gore, 0-2. And so Gallagher to second. Gore's at first. He's yet to go to the rosin bag. This is really bizarre because he's going to pitch in a lot of games like this as far as hot and humid. Top of the order, Whit Merrifield. He banged one sharply up the middle on one hop his first time up and was retired by Frankie Lindor. 1-0 Indians. Royals first and second. 1 out, third inning. And he got one in there called strike on a slider. Well, and then all of a sudden it can become a mental thing if you're thinking about slippage of the baseball, if you're having trouble with perspiration and it's rolling down your pitching hand. This game's tough enough. Merrifield digs in and swings through a fastball, 0-2. Whit Merrifield, talked about it this weekend, nearly quit the game after the 2015 season. The Royals did not call him up, and they did not protect him. In other words, anybody could have made him a Rule 5 draft pick that offseason, and nobody did. and he nearly quit the game after a year in AAA. Now the set, now the 0-2 to Whit Merrifield. Swung on, banged up the middle, off the foot of Plesac. Ricochets into right center base hit. Gallagher around third, coming home with a tying run. Gore flies into third. Make sure now Plesac's okay. A ricochet, it looked like off his foot on a shot back up the middle by Whit Merrifield. Merrifield dancing off first, but time had been called, so he needs to go back. But give Whit Merrifield a game-tying RBI single. And now Terry Francona's coming out along with trainer James Quinlan. They want to check on Plesac, make sure he's okay. Plesac says go back. So they never got into fair territory. Tito's made 2 trips out of the dugout, never crossed the foul line at third this inning. So it's a 1-1 game, and it's the bottom of the order that has sparked this rally. The number 8 hitter singled, the number 9 hitter walked, and then Merrifield with a single off the foot of Plesac, and now Ned Yost is barking, saying, hey, wait a minute. Why is he able to keep coming out of the dugout? And he and Brian Knight are discussing it outside the Royals' first base dugout, and I think Ned Yost wants to know, are any of these going to be considered mound visits? But they're not. Not sure what the argument is about. But anyway, Ned Yost may be saying, I've never heard of a towel visit. Somebody has to get charged with a mound visit here at some point. Anyway, Royals at the corners. There is 1 out here in the third. It's a 1-1 game. And Adalberto Mondesi, the switch-hitting shortstop, also spanked one sharply his first time up, but was retired. Indians almost in a shift. He bunts and a beauty. This will score the run. Plesac looks home, flips to first. Nobody's there. Bradley didn't find the bag. Everybody is safe. Royals up 2-1. And Bobby Bradley is having a bad game at first. Now that was just a great piece of bunting by Mondesi. Nothing was on. There was no suicide, no safety squeeze. He just dragged one down the first base line. And Plesac went over to get it. The pitcher looked home, but he had no chance there, not the way Gore runs. And then he flipped to first, and Bradley wasn't at the bag. He was trying to get to the bag, but he didn't know where the bag was. So Bobby Bradley is not playing very well defensively. And the Royals have a 2-1 lead. It's going to be called a base hit. Boy, that should have been an error. The pitch in there is strike to Alex Gordon. If Bobby Bradley finds the bag, he's on. Or he's out, I should say. But it's ruled a base hit and an RBI on the bunt by Mondesi. But Bobby Bradley's got to know where the bag is. Gordon takes it's a check swing and a pitch low, 1-1. So the Royals doing what they do best. They're the best base stealing team in the game. They haven't stolen any bases this inning, but they've used their athleticism and speed. And they now lead the Indians 2-1. Merrifield at second, Mondesi at first. Still only 1 out. 4 straight have reached on Plesac. Gordon flied out his first time to left. The pitch. And he foul tips it, and the count 1-2. Bobby Bradley has really worked hard the last 2 years on his defense, but he's got a lot more work to do. And again, the game up here at this level speeds up on you. He got kind of caught in between. Do I go for the bunt? Do I go to the bag? He didn't do either. Now the 1-2 pitch from Plesac. And Gordon swings, breaks his bat, lines one to first, caught by Bradley, runs to first, diving back safely, Mondesi. A broken bat, soft liner to first, and almost a double play. So Gordon is out number 2. Runners still at first and second. 2-1 Royals. Here's Hunter Dozier to the plate. Reached on an error his first time up. I wonder what the ruling is, if there is one. I can see why Ned Yost was arguing. How do you take a towel out to your pitcher and it not be a mound visit?
And it comes into play because if the Indians, if this inning continues, they want to send Carl Willis out. Should they be allowed to without having to make a pitching change?
Well, evidently, no mound visit was charged. Here's the pitch. The cleanup hitter takes a fastball in for ball 1. I've never seen that, where a towel was brought to a pitcher because he's sweating. But Herbie always used to say, you never know when you'll see something at a ballpark you've never seen before and will never see again. Now the 1-0 pitch. And Hunter Dozier, the cleanup hitter, looks at a breaking ball that's low, and the count 2-0. And this is a dangerous man now. A 2-0 count with 2 outs, 2 on, and the Royals up 2-1 in the third. Dozier has blossomed into being the first-round pick they envisioned. Hitting .293, 13 bombs, 44 RBIs. The pitch, and he checked, and it's down and away on a slider, 3-0. Well, you know, he's got the green light. The Royals have a really good top 5 in the batting order. Merrifield, Mondesi, Gordon, Dozier, Soler. That's not a top 5 that you normally see for a club that has the second worst record in the game. Right now, though, for the Royals, it's all about lack of pitching, which is why they've drafted so many college pitchers the last 2 years, in hopes that they'll soon have that pitching to go with some of these good, young-looking prospects from a position player standpoint. 3-0 is just off the outside edge, ball 4. Now you've loaded them up for their best power hitter, Jorge Soler. Dozier, with a second walk in the inning, heads to first. But here comes pitching coach Carl Willis. This is a mound visit. This is where the inning should have been over. If Bobby Bradley knows where the bag is on Mondesi's bunt, they get the run in and the lead, but that would have been the second out in the inning, and the inning would be over. Now, not only are you piling up the pitches, but Jorge Soler is very capable of hitting one out of this ballpark. He is third in the league with 23 bombs. He is 8th in the league with 57 RBIs. And he bats with the bases loaded, something he's done one time this year. He's 0 for 1 with the bases loaded. So Jorge Soler steps in with the bases loaded. 2 down, 2-1 Kansas City. Soler has really swung the bat impressively this series. Boy, what a long inning this has become for Plesac. The set, the pitch. Checked on a slider wide, ball 1. Plesac had made 19 pitches in the first 2 innings. He has made 33 pitches on a warm, muggy day. And the Indians get activity in their bullpen. Plesac's ready. Here it comes. Slider strike. Boy, he went right back to it. How about that? A.J. Cole warming in the Indians' bullpen. Jorge Soler with 23 home runs. Soler last year had 9. Now the 1-1 pitch. Slider just missed outside, 2-1 the count. Soler had hit a grand total of 38 home runs in parts of 5 major league seasons coming into this year. Now the 2-1 pitch from Plesac, and he went slider and got a strike called. Soler thought it was high. So did 15,000 fans behind home plate. Two to 1 Royals, bases loaded, 2 down in the third. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Slider wide, full count. All he is throwing Soler are sliders. 5 of them. The string is out, and so Merrifield, Mondesi, and Dozier will be off. The payoff pitch. Swing and a foul back. Challenged him at 94, and Soler was right on it. Well, you wonder with Plesac, is this his last inning regardless, just because very seldom do you see major league teams with somebody this young in his major league career making 40 pitches in an inning. The payoff, up and in, he walked him. Royals lead 3-1. So Merrifield will score on the bases loaded walk to Soler, and that's it. Terry Francona is going to make a Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen. This all unraveled after a strikeout to start the inning, a single by Cam Gallagher, and then Plesac got ahead of Gore 0-2 and then started to sweat. So much so he asked for a towel, and he was given a towel and toweled off, but he was whole. The bloom is off the rose. In his last 6 games, he's given up 6 runs in 4 1/3 innings and has allowed 10 hits. That's a .435 batting average against Cole. Well, he better find it here, or the Royals will blow this thing open. 3-1 Kansas City. Bases loaded, 2 down in the third. Cole, fastball, curve, slider, changeup. Righty-righty matchup. Chesler Cuthbert, the 9th man to bat in the inning. Royals have scored 3 to lead 3-1. The pitch. Low and away, ball 1. A.J. Cole is 2-1 with a .441 ERA. His 18th appearance. He works out of the stretch, third base side of the rubber. Hands held, about chin high. The pitch. Fastball strike, and the count 1-1. Cuthbert banged into a spectacular inning-ending double play last inning when Lindor made a sensational play behind the bag at second on a dive, and from his belly did a glove flip to second to start the inning-ending double play. Mondesi at third, Gordon at second, Soler at first. The pitch, down in the dirt, blocked by Plawecki. 2-1 the count. Zach Plesac will find out, when we get a chance to talk to him in the coming days, what the towel break, what the sweating was all about, and what happened. And the Indians fortunate they've got a day off tomorrow because they're going to use their bullpen a lot here today now. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss through the fastball by him. 2-2. Adam Pletko is down there, and of course he last pitched in Baltimore, so he gives you some length. But you don't have your closer Brad Hand today. He needs a day of rest after appearing in the first 2 games. And they don't really know if they can use Nick Goody. Now the set, now the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul back. We'll do it again at 2-2. I had a scout text me. He has never seen in a major league game a pitcher being given a towel because he was sweating in the middle of an inning.
And almost go to the dugout. He didn't quite cross into foul territory, but was headed that way.
I don't know that I've ever seen that in an amateur game. Cole is ready. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul back. Cuthbert right on it. 2-2 the count. Plesac was given a towel. I'm surprised at the time Ned Yost didn't pitch a fit because it wasn't a mound visit, and it's just never seen it before. It's not like it's raining. It rained for 2.5 hours, but it hasn't rained since the game started. Bizarre. 3-1 Royals, bases loaded, 2 down in the Kansas City third, and the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Cole gets a mammoth strikeout of Cuthbert, and he keeps the Indians in this game. To the 4th.
Indians trailing by a score of 3-1 as we reach the 4th inning here in Kansas City. Homer Bailey back to work facing Carlos Santana. Bailey's pitch, a fastball strike. Santana walked his first time up. Came in batting .298, 19 home runs. continuing to post an all-star season. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and it's 0-2 on Santana. Tribe assistant hitting coach Victor Rodriguez, who will throw to Santana at the Home Run Derby on Monday night in Cleveland, was saying way back in spring training, he asked Santana, he said, why haven't you been to an all-star game? Here's the 0-2. Bounced in there, and it counts 1-2. Rodriguez used to work for the Red Sox when David Ortiz was there, and Ortiz and Santana close. Santana with so much respect for the former Boston Slugger, and Ortiz always told Rodriguez, he said, why hasn't that Santana guy had a huge season? As there's a swing and a ground ball through the right side, a base hit. Santana's aboard with a leadoff single here in the fourth, and the Indians get it going here, trailing by 2. But Victor, when Santana arrived at spring training, said, look, you should be an all-star. You can have that type of season if you commit to a certain approach at the plate, and he has stayed with that up-the-middle approach all season long, and here he is now with a 10-game hit streak, and the average back at 300. Jason Kipnis, the batter, bounced to short first time up. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for the Tribe. The pitch from Bailey misses inside for a ball. For the Royals, 3 runs on 3 hits. Outfield plays Kipnis to pull, and fairly deep all the way around. Big gap in left center, a lot of room down the left field line. The 1-0, check swing, foul back to the screen, and that'll even it up at 1-1 on Kipnis, who's been hot for a while, but the base hit's not falling this weekend. He's 0 for 8 in the series. Trying to do some damage here with Santana at first base, and nobody out in the fourth. Bailey delivers outside and high, and the count's now 2-1 on Kipnis. Very little breeze to speak of this afternoon. Warm and humid after the rains stopped. 2.5-hour rain delay today. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball to left. Gore chasing it into the corner, and he makes the catch in fair territory to retire Kipnis. Santana retreats to first base. 1 down. Tribe Baseball brought to you by your Northern Ohio Buick and GMC dealers. Check them out today. They have exceptional offers on all 2019 models. Here's Jose Ramirez. Homered his first time up. A line drive down the right field line. It just made it over the wall and just inside the foul pole. Down that right field line. Home run number 6 for Jose Ramirez, who takes a strike on the inside corner from Bailey. Homer Bailey broke into the big leagues with the Reds back in 2007. And for a high school drafted pitcher, fairly quickly, that was only his 4th season in pro ball. The 0-1, swung on, foul back and out of play. Quickly 0-2 on Ramirez. Just 9 starts in 07 and 8 starts the following season, then started to establish himself in 09. But injuries have really hampered Bailey's career. He's been on the disabled list 9 different times officially, with a myriad of injuries, shoulder, Tommy John surgery. Next pitch is up high and inside. It's 1-2. Had a knee injury last season. Bone spurs in the elbow, so a lot going on. Healthy, though, so far for Kansas City. The 1-2. Breaking ball down low. Did he check it? No, he went too far. They made the appeal to the third base umpire, Jerry Davis, and he rings up Ramirez, who can't believe it. So, the second out in the inning for the Tribe. 3rd strikeout for Bailey, and Jake Bowers will be the batter. Get you our injury report this half inning. That's presented by the lawyers at Elk & Elk, a proud partner of the Tribe. For a team of injury lawyers who protect every client every day, call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. The pitch to Bowers, fastball high and outside, ball 1. Bowers bounced to first his first time up. Now for the Indians, promising news. Corey Kluber starting to play catch on a regular basis, and work the distance longer and longer each time out. The 1-0. Outside and high, 2-0. Still a ways to go yet for Kluber as he's coming back from that broken bone in his right forearm. Of course, Carlos Carrasco still on the injured list with the blood disorder. And certainly best wishes to him, hoping he gets better soon. But he's been playing catch, too, just to get some exercise. And here's the 2-0. Swung on. There's a high fly ball to left. This is hit fairly well. Into the corner goes Gore, and he makes the catch again in fair territory on the warning track down the left.
On WTAM 1100.
A.J. Cole back out there for the Tribe. He came on last inning and worked out of a bases-loaded jam left for him by the starter, Zach Plesac. He struck out Chesler Cuthbert to end the third and keep it close. It's 3-1 Kansas City as we head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Nicky Lopez leads it off for his second straight inning, and he fouls the first pitch back into the net for strike one. Lopez, second baseman, left-handed batter, struck out to open last inning. Plesac could not make it out of the inning. Here comes the 0-1 from the tall right-hander, A.J. Cole. Off-speed pitch, swung on and lifted to left center, but tailing back to Bowers, and the left fielder makes the catch for the first out here in the fourth. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station ID on the Cleveland Clinic Indians Radio Network.
Rob Bailey in the newsroom. President defending the cost of Salute to America event in D.C. More after the game on News Radio WTAM 1100, Cleveland.
Jim Rosenhaus along with Tom Hamilton back with you at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City this afternoon. Jerry Chapin, our on-site engineer here in the booth. Brian Motze back home at Command Center. Cam Gallagher, the batter, and the right-handed hitting catcher takes a pitch up and in from A.J. Cole for ball one. Plesac started. Final line for him after this pitch from Cole. The 1-0 is on its way. Off speed on the outside corner for a strike to even the count. Plesac goes 2 2/3. He allowed 3 runs on 3 hits, walked 3, and struck out 1. And those 3 walks came last inning when he couldn't make it out of the third. So improved command the first 2 innings. Looked like he was on a pretty good roll, but it came apart on him last inning. The 1-1. Swung on, popped up, foul territory, first base side of home plate. Plawecki gives it a look, but that's out of play about 3 rows back. Time for the Cleveland Clinic. Caregivers shout out and avoid the emergency room if you have a joint, muscle, or bone injury. No appointment necessary at a Cleveland Clinic Ortho Express Care Clinic. Find a location near you at clevelandclinic.org/Ortho Express. 1-2 the count on Gallagher. Here's the pitch from Cole. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball deep right center. Back on it, Mercado, and the center fielder makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down here in the fourth. The number 9 hitter, Terrence Gore, steps to the plate. Time for the Metro Toyota drive to the next series. Next up for the Tribe, the Cincinnati Reds on Saturday. Off day tomorrow in Cincinnati. And then a 4:10 first pitch Saturday afternoon. 1:10 on Sunday. And then the All-Star break in Cleveland. Here's the pitch to Terrence Gore. Fastball strike on the inside corner. If you're back home, you want to see some great baseball with some of the best prospects in the game. The Futures game is Sunday evening, and there are tickets available for that. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Home Run Derby Monday night. And then the All-Star game on Tuesday night. Play Ball Park, which is a great event right in and around the convention center and the malls, the outdoor malls. The 0-2 fastball low and away, 1-2. That opens tomorrow, and you want to get down there and check that out. It is a great event. Kids, families, adults alike. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball outside, 2-2. The outdoor portion free. And in at the convention center, actually outdoor portion, there is a charge, but a nominal fee. And then the convention center, tickets needed for that as well. The 2-2, outside, 3-2. But that'll be running through the All-Star Game day, Tuesday. So chance to get down and really get the feel for the All-Star Game. A lot of Hall of Famers, ex-MLB greats will be on hand at Play Ball Park. The 3-2 swung on, popped up foul. First base side, Bradley giving it a look, but he runs out of room. So we'll do it again on 3-2 to Terrence Gore. A lot of information at Indians.com, so check it out. Make your plans now to be downtown for the All-Star activities starting tomorrow through Tuesday. 3-1, Tribe trailing here in Kansas City. We're in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Gore, the speedster, right-handed batter. Here's A.J. Cole's 3-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away again. That's down the right side. Naquin gives it a run and tried to climb the wall over there, the side wall. That was about 6 rows back, so he had no chance, but good effort just the same by Tyler Naquin. Hey, Indians baseball is always live with MLB At Bat. You can follow the action with game tracking, live radio, and more. It's your #1 app for Indians baseball, MLB At Bat. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and fouled back again by Gore, who is having a tremendous at-bat. Tom mentioning earlier about Gore and how he was used early in his career, mainly as a pinch runner. In fact, his first 67 appearances in a major league game were as a non-starter. The 3-2 swung on, line drive to right, and that gets down for a base hit. Cut off in the gap by Naquin, but Gore's flying to second, and he's in easily with a double. Boy, if Naquin doesn't cut that off, you wonder if that's an inside-the-park home run for Terrence Gore. So a double for Gore on a ball that, considering the play Naquin made for many base runners and hitters in the major leagues, that's a single. They just settle for a single and are done with it, but not Gore. That's his second double on the year. And a base runner in scoring position for Kansas City. And one of the best hitters in the major leagues, Whit Merrifield, steps in. Even the outs have been loud this weekend, as it just seems every at-bat's a quality at-bat for Merrifield. 1 for 2 today. Here's Cole's pitch. Breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. Tribe down 3-1. Cole trying to hold it right there here in the fourth inning. Merrifield, he tied the game at the time with that RBI single last inning and then later scored. Here's Cole's 0-1 delivery. Inside for a ball, 1-1. Merrifield now with a major league best 114 hits on the season. And the Royals have him on pace for more than 200 hits. 210 hits is the pace that he's working at, which would be the most by a Kansas City hitter since 2000. Johnny Damon had a big year that year. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, popped up foul off to the right side and out of play. That season, Damon finished second in the American League. He had 214 hits. Merrifield led the major leagues in hits last year with 192. There hasn't been a back-to-back hits leader in the major leagues since Ichiro did it from 06 to 2010. Every year, Ichiro putting together big seasons in the hits category. Now Cole with a 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the breaking ball, and Merrifield's retired on strikes. To a catcher who singled his first time up is in the hole, 0-1. 3-1, Kansas City in front. Here comes the 0-1 to Plawecki. Swung on, fouled back, and over the net, out of play. Quickly 0-2. Some darker skies moving in once again. We had some breaks of sunshine there for a while, but now very much overcast. And some darker clouds up above, looking out over the stands, the upper deck and left, or down the left field line. So hopefully it stays away. 0-2 the count on Plawecki. Bailey's into the line. Here comes his pitch. In tight, 1-2. Our engineer on site here, Jerry Chapin, is also a fully vested and accredited amateur meteorologist, which is a nice way of saying he has an app on his phone too, and he says nothing on the radar. So hopefully we're okay. Here's the 1-2. Outside, 2-2. 3 runs on 4 hits for Kansas City, a run on 3 for the Indians. Bailey's into the line, just 2-2. Swung on, chopped foul at home plate. Yeah, Plawecki in that tough spot where he's trying to be productive at the plate, and he just can't find regular playing time, not with the season that Roberto Perez has had. But Plawecki, last 10 starts, hitting at a 300 clip, and that was before his base hit his first time up. So he's found a way. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball to deep right center. Back on it, the center fielder, Merrifield, and at the wall, he makes the catch. He grabbed it without jumping and then slammed into the fence in right center and hung on. Oh, Merrifield's something else. He'll play all 3 outfield positions. And today he's in center, and he just made a fine catch with the wall approaching quickly. Man, Plawecki hit that well. Home run in Cleveland, but not here. This is a ballpark where you really have to hit him to get a home run. Bobby Bradley, the batter, takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Bradley struck out his first time up. Left-handed hitting rookie first baseman in his first 2 weeks in the major leagues now. Here comes the 1-0 pitch as Bailey with the high leg kick lets it fly. Breaking ball down low. 2-0 the count on Bradley. Outfield plays Bradley deep and to pull. Merrifield way over to right center. Here's Bailey's 2-0 delivery. Swung on, blasted foul and out of play off to the left. The Tire Pros of Ohio, they're making game day travel a little more exciting. Check in when you're at a Tribe game this summer, and you could win a free Tire Pros gift card or tickets to a future game. Tire Pros, hassle-free guaranteed. Check them out at ohiotirepros.com. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, lifted foul, and that's off to the third base side behind the Tribe dugout. And it's 2-2 on Bobby Bradley. Young man from Mississippi, not far from the Louisiana border, not far from the water. Down by the Gulf in Gulfport, Mississippi. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, and there's a drive to right center field. This is hit a ton. Way back there, 1 hop off the wall. Bradley's motoring to second. Here comes the throw. Not in time. It's a double for Bobby Bradley. That's his 3rd double in his young major league career. And he had been in a tough stretch. He was 0 for his last 12 and 1 for his last 23. Good plate appearance there for Bradley. Battled, fouled off some good pitches from Bailey, and then drove one past the center fielder Merrifield up against the wall in deep right center. So a 1-out base runner in scoring position for the Indians as Tyler Naquin will step in. Indians trailing 3-1. We're only in the 5th. Trying to break through here against Bailey, who gave them fits the first time around that he saw them back in April. Here's the pitch. Fastball to Naquin, misses inside for ball 1. 7 scoreless innings by Bailey back in April here. As good a game as we have seen him pitch against the Tribe in his career. First time they had seen him as a member of the Kansas City Royals. Now the right-hander's ready. Here's his pitch. Swing and a miss. Good off speed that time. That's the splitter. And that was a pitch that was really effective for him back in April against the Tribe. We haven't seen it quite as much today. Count on Naquin, 1-1. Naquin lined to short his first time up. Here's the 1-1. bounced up there. It gets away from Gallagher. Bradley takes off for third, and he'll make it standing up. That'll go as a wild pitch. And good recognition there by Bradley. That's what the Indians asked their base runners to do. Be alert. And at that first sign of a ball popping free on the catcher, take off. Don't hesitate. And Bradley did some nice work there to advance to third. And now we'll see if Naquin can get that run in from third with less than 2 down. With a 2-run lead, the Royals leave the infield back. Count of 2-1 here on Naquin. Bailey sets and delivers. And he misses outside. Ball 3. Out in that Tribe bullpen, Tyler Clippard has been loosening, so we may have seen the last of A.J. Cole, who did some good work. Shut down a rally when he came on in the 3rd inning and then pitched a scoreless 4th. His day may be done. Now the 3-1. Called strike on the outside corner. Naquin giving it a long look. I think he thought he had ball 4. Francisco Lindor waiting on deck. Indians trailing 3-1, but trying to put something together here in the 5th. 1 out, Bradley at third. Bailey's payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Naquin draws the walk. And now it is runners on the corners. And back to the top of the lineup for Francisco Lindor. For Bailey, that's his 2nd walk today. Man, his home plate umpire, Brian Knight, hearing it from some fans behind home plate, they thought that was a strike. And a strike 3 on Tyler Naquin. Cal Eldred, the pitching coach, heads out to the mound to have a chat with his starter, Homer Bailey. This year, the Ohio 529 plan and the Indians, they've teamed up to present a $10,000 college savings award to a Cleveland Metropolitan School District student. Visit collegeadvantage.com/Indians to enter the sweepstakes. And remember, Ohio's 529 plan is a proud partner of the Tribe. Long meeting here, and as much as anything else, this may be for Eldred to talk to Brian Knight about his strike zone. Waited for him to come out. Now back to the dugout he goes. Lindor today 0 for 2 and 2 for 10 in the series. Oh, he's made some tremendous plays at short already today. Now trying to contribute at the plate. Switch hitter, left side. Here's the pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Off speed pitch, and it was left up high, but Lindor swung under it. And it's 0-1 on the Tribe shortstop. Came in batting .290, a dozen homers, 27 driven in. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, ground ball, right side, base hit Lindor. That'll score Bradley. Racing to third is Naquin. He'll be in without a throw, and Lindor comes through. The Indians pull to within 1. It's now the Royals 3 and the Tribe 2. Just a simple ground ball, and doesn't seem like a big deal, but when it drives in a run, putting the ball in play, not easy, but Lindor gets it done. And now the Indians have the makings of a big inning here with runners on the corners and 1 out. A run in for Oscar Mercado. Lindor now with 28 runs driven in on the season. Mercado today 0 for 2. He's flied to deep left and struck out. 0 for 11 this weekend, or excuse me, in the series this week here in Kansas City. The pitch swung on, ground ball to short. Mondesi to second for 1. Lopez to first. What a turn, and they get the double play as Mercado's retired at first. And the veteran Tyler Clippard comes on in relief for the Indians in the bottom half of the 5th inning. He's already the 3rd pitcher today for the Tribe. As Zach Plesac was lifted in the 3rd inning as he had walked in a run and had thrown a ton of pitches in that 1 inning. So he was lifted in favor of A.J. Cole, who did some good work over an inning and a third, allowing just one hit. Now it's Clippard here in the fifth. Adalberto Mondesi leads it off against him, and Mondesi takes a pitch down low for ball one. It's Kansas City 3 and the Tribe 2 under overcast skies and somewhat threatening skies here in the fifth inning. No rain right now, though. Here's Clippard's 1-0 pitch. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball. Shallow center. Lindor's under it, and he makes the catch about 10 steps into the outfield grass. So one down. And here's Alex Gordon. Tribe season ticket holders, don't forget you can earn your Tribe Rewards bonus points just for listening today. Log on to triberewards.com/codes. Enter today's radio code. It is Slugger. Slugger's the radio code. Again, triberewards.com/codes. Here's Alex Gordon, 0 for 2, and he takes a pitch outside from Clippard for ball one. Tyler Clippard's making his 24th appearance. No wins or losses. 24 innings, he's only allowed 14 hits while striking out 24. Here comes his 1-0 delivery. Fastball, strike called on the outside corner. Clippard was signed by the Tribe after spring training had begun and then suffered a pectoral injury in spring training. So he missed a lot of the spring, but the Indians gave him some time to rehab properly. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, foul back into the net, and the count's 1-2. And once he was called up, after getting the injury squared away, has been a real nice arm out of that pen for the Tribe. Very versatile. Has a count of 1-2 on Gordon. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball down low. 2-2 the count. Clippard's 34 years of age, born on Valentine's Day. Makes his home down in Florida, the Tampa area now. He's into the windup. Here comes his 2-2 delivery. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball to center. But right there is Mercado, and Oscar Mercado makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down for the Royals here in the fifth as Hunter Dozier steps in. Time for your Cleveland Indians memorable moment. That's brought to you by the Nissan team, Bedford Nissan and Mentor Nissan. And July 4th, back in 2006, the Indians hammered the Yankees 19-1. Big day that day for a lot of hitters, obviously. Travis Hafner had a 2-homer day that day. 4 runs driven in. Mentioning some of the all-star activities coming up this weekend in Cleveland. Travis Hafner will be a part of several, so look for him in and around the ballpark and Play Ballpark as well. Up to the plate, Dozier takes a pitch outside, ball one. Dozier's reached on an error, and he's walked in his 2 trips to the plate. Young man having a whale of a season after really making some positive headway the second half of last year. He's carried it through. The 1-0 pitch. Changeup just downstairs. Ooh, didn't miss by much. 2-2 the count on Dozier. Right-handed batter. Missed about 3 weeks with an oblique issue, but now back in that Royals lineup. They were also missing Adalberto Mondesi for a short while with a groin injury, so 2 of their top hitters had missed time within the last month. But now they are back, and that changes their lineup. Here's the 2-0. That drops on the inside corner for a strike. 2-1 the count on Dozier. Clippard looking for a clean 5th inning here, with the Tribe trailing by just a run here in the 5th at 3-2. Here comes Clippard's 2-1 delivery. Swung on, foul back into the net behind home plate. 2-2 the count. We will join you once again. Saturday is our next game in Cincinnati. A 4:10 first pitch against the Reds, a team that, boy, has surprised a lot of folks this season. Cincinnati, after a win last night, 4.5 back of front-running Milwaukee. In the NL Central, they're only 4 games under 500 now. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, blasted foul deep down the left side, but out of play, well foul. Reds at home today against the Brewers. They're in the 8th inning, and they lead it 1-0. Luis Castillo had a good one going, and Milwaukee's only managed 1 hit. And now they're in the top half of the 9th inning. Reds trying to beat the Brewers again. Now the 2-2 delivery. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Dozier caught looking, side retired, in order.
Left-hander Tim Hill warming now in the Royals bullpen. We go to the 6th. Kansas City 3, Cleveland 2. The 3-hole hitter, Carlos Santana, batting left-handed. The starter, right-hander Homer Bailey's pitch. And he missed up high with the curveball for ball 1. Carlos Santana now has a 10-game hitting streak. And he's been on base 27 consecutive games with a hit or a walk. Today, a walk and a single. The wind and pitch. And a swing and a foul tip at the plate, 1-1. Hi again, everybody. Tom Hamilton back with you, along with Jim Rosenhaus. We had a 2.5-hour rain delay at the very beginning, so this game got started 2.5 hours later. And after 5, 3 runs, 4 hits for the Royals, 2 runs, 5 hits for the Indians. Santana takes off speed, another breaking ball that did nothing. It was up high, and the count 2-1. Bailey getting near the end of the line. He's now at 90 pitches. He's only been going 5 innings to start, so this is kind of where it comes to an end usually for him. The pitch, a swing and a foul back. We'll see the count go to 2-2. Now, Bailey hasn't lost a game in over a month. And in his last 5 starts, 3-0 with a 2.70 ERA. Today's given up 2 runs on 5 hits, has struck out 3, walked 2. The wind and the 2-2. Checked on a breaking ball that bounced in front of the plate. Full count. Indians took the lead in the 2nd. Jose Ramirez lashed a solo homer down the right field line. Zach Plesac looked really good today. Retired the first 7 Royals, and then it came apart in the 3rd inning in a bizarre way. Here's the payoff pitch to Santana. A swing and a liner toward the gap in left center. This will get down, and this is going to scoot to the warning track. Cut off there by the left fielder Gore, and Santana with his 16th double. An opposite field double to left center. And the Indians have the tying run in scoring position. Jason Kipnis, the batter, and Ned Yost may be going to that bullpen quickly. The Indians were leading 1-0 when in the 3rd, after Plesac had retired 7 in a row, as Yost is going to make the move, Plesac had sweating issues. He actually got a towel from the Indians' dugout, which we've never seen, toweled off, and couldn't get out of the inning. Also didn't get any help at first when Bobby Bradley couldn't find the bag on a bunt on what should have been an out. And the Royals knocked Plesac out with 3 in the 3rd. Now the Indians' bullpen has kept it at that, A.J. Cole and Tyler Clippard. Then the Indians got another run in the 5th. Bobby Bradley doubled and scored on a Frankie Lindor single. And that's where we stand here in the 6th. Tribe leading it, trailing it 3-2. The left-hander, Tim Hill, side armor, sinker slider guy. And he'll come on to face the left-handed hitting Jason Kipnis. Tribe trailing 3-2. But the tying run at 2nd here. Carlos Santana leading off this 6th inning with a double. Nobody out for Jason Kipnis, 0 for 2. And Kip takes a fastball strike. Hill back and forth from the minor leagues. This is only his 10th outing, and his earned run average, 5.14. Boy, last year he was outstanding as a rookie, but hasn't recaptured that form. He checked second, the pitch, and Kipnis wanted a bunt, did he? Didn't offer. Pitch low and away. Boy, that was close. And the count of 1-1. Kipnis is a good bunter, and he may feel that the matchup for him would be advantageous to get that runner to third. Kip has 3 sack bunts this year. The pitch, he squares, and he bunted right through it. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. Tim Hill got an appearance on his resume last night, even though he didn't have to do anything. Indians had a runner caught stealing, and that was the only out in his time there. He didn't actually get a batter out, but he gets credit for a third of an inning. He misses outside, 2-2. Tim Hill last year led All-American League rookies when he appeared in 70 games. Now the left-handed sidewinder with a 2-2 pitch. Swung on, a chopper to short. That'll keep the runner at second. Mondesi will throw out Kipnis. Santana can't advance. Good job by Tim Hill. 1 down. Now Jose Ramirez. He'll bat right-handed, and that's been his better side this year. Ramirez today 1 for 2. Ripped a solo homer down the right field line back in the second for his 6th home run of the year. 6 home runs for Ramirez, who had 39 a year ago, had 29 2 years ago. Incredible. Now the pitch, outside a ball. Back-to-back All-Star appearances for Ramirez. Of course, that won't be the case next Tuesday in Cleveland. 3-2 Kansas City. Santana at second. 1 out, 6th inning. Overcast day now. The set and the next delivery. And it's swung on, banged foul, third base side, and a 1-1 count. Sure looks like we could get rain again before this day is over. It's getting much darker around Kauffman Stadium. Now the 1-1. Down low, ball 2, 2-1. Kansas City's had a lot of rain this spring and summer. There's been flooding in this part of the country. It's just been a wacky year weather-wise. Almost from January 1st on, no matter where you are in the country. Now the set, the 2-1. Swung on, bounced to third, backing up and backhanding it near the line. Dozier, 1-hop throw to first. What a scoop by Cuthbert. Wow. That long-armed swoop, and he picked it. Wow. That's where the first baseman never gets enough credit. He just saved Cuthbert a throwing error, and this game might have been tied. Santana had to stay put. 2 down. Here's Jake Bauers, left on left. Bauers has grounded out, flied out. Runner at first. Runner at second. Carlos Santana, leadoff double. He's still there. 2 down. Tribe still down a run. Bauers waves at a slider strike. Well, the Indians will be back here again after the All-Star break. The Indians and Royals play each other 10 times in the month of July. Now, what sense does that make? The 0-1. In there, strike 2. Think the Red Sox and Yankees play each other 10 times in a single month? More than half their regular season meetings in 1 month? Now, where that would be an issue, here is the set and the pitch from Tim Hill. Outside 1-2. Say both ball clubs were playoff contenders, maybe trying to fight for a division title. You play each other 10 times in a single month. If one club was banged up, they could really take advantage of another club. That's why you normally see these season series spread out, so that doesn't happen. The pitch, strike 3 called. Hill locked up Bauers. What a job by the lefty. Leadoff double by Santana, and he never relief work for Tyler Clippard. Today, the Indians are going to their bullpen a lot. 3-2 Kansas City. Bottom of the 6th. Zach Plesac, back-to-back short outings on this road trip. Today, his shortest in his young career. He went 2 2/3, giving up 3 runs on 3 hits, struck out 1, walked 3. A.J. Cole an inning and a third of scoreless relief. Tyler Clippard at a 1-2-3 fifth inning. Now he'll start the 6th. And Jorge Soler swings through 1, strike 1. Right-hander Jorge Lopez warming in the Kansas City bullpen, which is beyond the wall and right. The Indians bullpen beyond the wall and left. 3-2, Royals lead the Indians. Bottom of the 6th on this 4th of July. Game 2.5 hours late in getting started due to rain. Soler takes up an in, 1-1. Soler was the last man Plesac faced when he walked Soler. He walked him with the bases loaded in the 3rd, so that gives Soler 58 RBIs. 3rd in the league in homers with 23 bombs. The pitch to him, and a breaking ball down and away in the count 2-1. Very seldom does Clippard now throw a breaking ball. Usually fastballs, splitters, changeups, but threw a breaking ball that time. The veteran right-hander into the wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Soler almost dropped to a knee as he tried to hit the Harry S. Truman Presidential Library in Independence. Not too far from the ballpark. 2-2 the count on Soler. Now the 2-2. Down low, full count. The Negro League Museum is here, which is a must-see if you ever get to Kansas City. And not too far from where old Kansas City Municipal Stadium was, where the Royals first played along with the Kansas City Chiefs. The Royals now have a baseball academy by the Negro League Museum. Now the payoff pitch. Swung on, grounded sharply to 3rd, fielded on the glove side by Ramirez, who throws across for the out. And what the Royals have done to try to get inner city kids to play is they have built a baseball complex by the Negro League Museum. And they don't charge these kids anything. So if you're one of those kids who just can't afford travel ball, which is the way baseball has gone, you're able to come there, you're getting instruction, you're playing games there, and you're getting seen there by college and pro scouts. Here's Chesler Cuthbert 0 for 3, taking a strike. It's a great idea. And unfortunately, what has really hurt Major League Baseball with certain fractions of our country is the monetary aspect. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A swing and a long drive, deep left field. This ball is off the wall. Cuthbert will have his 6th double off the wall and left. But if you're a young man that can't afford to attend college unless you have a scholarship, well, college baseball scholarships almost never do you get a full ride. College baseball, as pitching coach Carl Willis heads to the mound, college baseball on the Division I level has a 35-man squad. 27 can be on scholarship, but you have to divvy up 11.7 scholarships. You don't even have 12 scholarships to divvy up among 27 players. So hardly ever does anybody get a full ride. If you do, you're just not going to have enough scholarship money to attract multiple players. Whereas basketball, football, you're getting a full ride. Somebody's going to have to explain how Division I football needs 85 full rides. There are kids that never see a playing field all 4 years they're there, and they're getting a full ride, but whatever. But it would be interesting to see if Major League Baseball could somehow supplement Division I college baseball and give them more scholarship money and use college baseball much like the NBA and the NFL use the college game as basically their minor league system. Here's Nicky Lopez, 0 for 2. Left-handed hitting second baseman. The pitch swung on and missed, good off speed. And you might then all of a sudden get a kid that says, I want to play college baseball, but I can't afford to go to college unless I get a full ride. Well, you had 27 full rides in college baseball or something close to it. Even if you had 20 full scholarships instead of 11.7. The pitch swung on, cued back foul, 0-2. Now you might be able to attract some kids, whether you're black, white, pink, polka dot, who cares? If you don't have the money to go to college and your family doesn't, and you're a great athlete, well, you're going to pick baseball as your third choice because you can get the full ride and all of your college paid for with basketball and football. So this is what the Royals are trying to do, to try to get more kids that can't afford to be on a travel team to play the game. Now the 2-strike pitch, and Lopez lays off. It was in the dirt, splitter, and a good block by Plawecki. And the count 1-2. And I'm sure there's more to it than just the financial aspect as far as Major League Baseball trying to contribute. I'm sure Title IX would get involved in some way, somehow, try to turn that into something else, which is probably why we have what we have. In any case, that's what the Royals have done to try to attract kids that just can't financially afford to play summer baseball on a travel team. Now the set. Now the 1-2 pitch to Lopez, and it's foul down the left side, still a 1-2 count. And Title IX is great. It's done what it needed to do as far as equity and equality for the female college athletes. But if Major League Baseball wanted to help college men's baseball, well, that should be what they're allowed to do without the political ramifications getting involved. Might also be a way for Major League Baseball to save some money on the minor league development side of it. Now the set. Now the 1-2. Swung on, fouled again down the left side. Plus you would get some of those athletes that you used to have that you're simply losing to football and basketball because those kids can't afford to not have a full ride if they want to go to college.
And that was a big topic of discussion at the College World Series when Michigan and Vanderbilt got down to the finals. Both head coaches talked about the makeup of their teams and how they were hoping things would change.
Yeah, and those two universities have skirted the rules a little bit with how they're getting kids full rides. The 1-2 swung on, fouled back and out of play. They've been able to, and maybe skirting the rules is the wrong terminology, but they've been able to find a loophole, and they're using full rides to attract certain kids to their universities, and they don't count on a baseball scholarship, but they're getting a full ride to those prestigious universities on other ways of getting complete financial aid. Now the set. Now the 1-2 pitch. A swing and another little weak fly ball. This one is playable. Near the line and shallow left, Jake Bowers makes the catch. Lopez is out, number 2. It is not an accident that Vanderbilt, one, they have a great coach in Tim Corbin, but it's not an accident on what they've been able to build and sustain there because they're able to get a number of kids, and now Michigan has done the same thing, and we're not going to get into what they're doing. It's legal, but it's a way to get around the 11.7.
All-Star Game, Monday and Tuesday night on WTAM 1100.
Submarine-style right-hander Adam Cimber is coming on. Sinker slider. Adam Cimber is making his 37th appearance. He's 3-2 with an ERA of 3.30. Right-hander against right-hander is Cam Gallagher as the batter. 1 for 2 with a single. Indians trailing the Royals 3-2. It's the bottom half of inning number 6. Chesler Cuthbert is at second with 2 down. Remember, the Indians do not have their closer Brad Hand today after back-to-back outings here in Kansas City. Cimber zips one in there called strike. It has gotten completely overcast. The lights are on. It's gotten very dark here in Kansas City. It's just about 5 o'clock Kansas City time. Now the set. Now the 0-1 pitch. A swing and a little topper. Back to the mound. Simber gloves it, running to first. Now the underhand flip to get Gallagher in.
AM 1100.
Right-hander Jorge Lopez is coming on to pitch now, as the Kansas City bullpen will be fully engaged the rest of this ball game as well. 6 in the books, 3-2. Royals up. 10-second ID on the Cleveland Clinic Indians Radio Network.
Rob Bailey in the newsroom. President defending the cost of Salute to America event in D.C. More after the game on News Radio WTAM 1100, Cleveland.
Tom Hamilton, Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze, and Jerry with you here in Kansas City. Kevin Plawecki taking, and it's down low, ball one. Glad you could join us on this 4th of July. 3-2. Royals lead the Indians. And right-hander Jorge Lopez, fastball in the mid-90s. He delivers, and it's a fastball strike. And the count 1-1. Lopez is making appearance number 21. He did make 10 starts earlier, but was so rough in the rotation, they've put him in the bullpen to try to use this mid-90s arm. He delivers a breaking ball and a check swing. It's low, 2-1. Lopez having a tough year. 1 win, 6 losses, ERA 6.16. Now, he averages a strikeout an inning, but he's given up 15 home runs in 68 innings. Kevin Plawecki is 1 for 2 with a single. Almost hit one out of here to dead center the last time. He looks at a breaking ball strike. And the count 2-2. Tim Hill went a scoreless inning. Homer Bailey started, went 5, gave up 2 runs on 6 hits, struck out 3, walked 2. Now the 2-2 to Plawecki. Swing and a foul at the plate. We'll do it again at 2-2. Indians baseball brought to you by Everstream. It's Cleveland's business fiber network. Whether it's Ethernet, high-speed internet, dark fiber, data storage, Everstream does have the solution for all your data needs. Everstream.net. Off day tomorrow, which is bizarre. An off day in July on a Friday. 2-game series in Cincinnati starting Saturday afternoon. The 2-2. Fastball is high, full count. Then the All-Star break, then a big homestand after the break, starting off with Minnesota. That is going to be interesting. Tribe starting the day, 7 games in back of the Twins, who are tied with Oakland at 2 in the 5th inning. Now the payoff. Swung on, driven, right center, base hit. So Kevin Plawecki has swung the bat very well today, 2 for 3. And here's Bobby Bradley. He doubled to center and scored in the 5th. He has 4 major league hits, and 3 of them are doubles. So Bobby Bradley, with a tying run at first, would love to get that first major league home run out of the way. The Indians would like it too. It would give them the lead right now, and it might help Bobby Bradley relax a little bit and not try so hard. But that's all part of having a young player going through the big leagues for the first time. The pitch to him, and it's swung on, grounded up the middle, base hit center field. Boy, they love that approach. Bobby Bradley bangs one back up the middle. He's got his first 2-hit game. So the Indians now with back-to-back base hits to start the 7th. And you know what Tyler Naquin's thinking? Although he didn't do a very good job bunting last night, Naquin does have 1 sack bunt, and you've got to believe he's bunting here. Terry Francona making that decision from the third base dugout. Mike Sarbaugh giving everybody the sign from the coaching box at third. The thing, though, again, with the bunt, it seems automatic in this spot that you'd automatically call for it, but you also have to know who the runners are. Doesn't do any good to try to bunt and not have that runner from second be able to get to third. In on the grass at third is Dozier. The set by Lopez, the pitch, Naquin squares, and he bunted right through it, strike 1. And he didn't look at all like he was trying to sacrifice. It's almost like he's trying to surprise everybody and bunt for a base hit, and he just kind of jabbed at it instead of just laying the bat out there and letting the ball catch the bat. Naquin today has lined out and walked. The Indians' number 9 hitters had a good series, 4 for 9. Royals up at the corners. The pitch, Naquin swings away, fouls it off right side, 0-2. So after that first bunt attempt and after last night, manager Terry Francona said, okay, swing away, but you better get him over. What you can't afford here is a double play ball. Plawecki at second, Bradley at first. Nobody out. Try batting in the 7th. They're trailing 3-2. Lopez from the set, hands belled high. He fires, and it's up and in. Boy, that was close. 1-2 the count. Willie Peralta, the right-hander, up in the Royals bullpen. The Indians' pen is quiet right now. 3 runs, 5 hits for Kansas City. 2 runs, 8 hits for Cleveland. Now the 1-2. Swung on, line drive, base hit, right center field. That'll tie the game. In to score, Plawecki. Naquin's going for 2. Head first slide, throw, tag, safe at second. Bradley stops at third. A hustle double to right center, and Tyler Naquin says to heck with a bunt. I'll double him in and give us a chance for a big inning. And the Indians tie it at 3, and Tyler Naquin with his 12th double and 21st RBI. And again, that's probably not a double in any other ballpark in the American League but here. And we'll get a pinch runner now at third for Bobby Bradley. So Mike Freeman is in to run for Bobby Bradley at third. Kevin Plawecki scored easily from second. So Freeman now the runner at third. Naquin the runner at second. Top of the order, Frankie Lindor. 1 for 3, an RBI single. He'll bat left-handed with the infield in. The set and the pitch. A swing and a ground ball. Back up the middle, base hit center field. That'll score Freeman and Naquin. And Lindor comes out of it in a big way. Back-to-back singles for Lindor's last 2 times up. And he's driven in 3 in those 2 at-bats. A 2-run single back up the middle on a drawn-in infield. And Lindor puts the Tribe on top 5-3. And they have had 4 straight hits of Jorge Lopez to start this 7th inning. And for Frankie Lindor, now 30 RBIs on the year. Ned Yost is going to make a pitching change. And Jorge Lopez is probably not going to get a warm. Forged ahead 5-3, scoring 3 times here in the 7th inning on 4 straight base hits. And the bottom of the order got it going. Kevin Plawecki single to start the inning. Bobby Bradley followed with a single. Tyler Naquin didn't get the bunt down, so he ripped an RBI double to tie it. And then with the infield in, Frankie Lindor banged one back up the middle for a 2-run single. Cleveland 5, Kansas City 3, and still nobody out. Lindor at first. Oscar Mercado 0 for 12 in this series at the plate. Today is flied out to the wall in left center, struck out, hit into a double play. Throw to first, Lindor back with a dive. Lindor does have 12 steals. He's been caught once. And remember, it's Cam Gallagher catching today. Martin Maldonado, one of the best throwing catchers in the game. Gallagher, not so. Gallagher has thrown out 2 runners this year in 13 tries. Righty-righty matchup. Peralta sets, and Peralta throws to first. Lindor back with a dive. Peralta is making appearance number 38. 2 wins, 4 losses, a save. Earned run average, 505. If the Indians win today, this would be the 30th game the Royals have lost this year when they had the lead. It's unbelievable. That's the most in all of baseball. In other words, more than half their losses this year have come when the Royals have had the lead at some point. The pitch. And Mercado showed bunt and got fooled on a breaking ball for strike one. And that's all relative to a lack of pitching, and in particular, a bullpen that isn't like it was in 14 and 15 when the Royals were going to back-to-back World Series. Not much of a lead for Lindor. Peralta has his hands dropping below his belt. There goes Lindor. Pitch down and in. Throw to second. Not in time. Head first slide by Lindor. Throw was kind of tailing to the first base side of second. And Lindor has 13 steals. He's still only been caught once. And that's a steal, and that's what makes Lindor special. A steal when it matters. In a close game in the seventh inning when most people in the park are expecting it. So now Lindor's at second base with nobody out in the seventh. Tribe with 3 runs home this inning, leading 5-3. A 1-1 count on Mercado. Let's see if he's bunting. Peralta's ready. The pitch. He squares, and he bunts a beauty. Back toward the mound. Bare hand grab by the catcher. Gallagher throws it in the dirt. Skips away from Cuthbert. Down the right field line in foul territory. Lindor will score. Mercado goes to second. Oh, Mercado laid down a perfect bunt. Back toward the mound. The catcher Gallagher called off Peralta. Barehanded it. Spiked his throw to first. Cuthbert couldn't dig it out. Ricocheted off his glove into foul ground down the right field line. And the Indians manufacture a run and lead it 6-3 and still have a runner at second and still nobody out. 4 runs in this inning. No RBI. Give Mercado a sac bunt, and he goes to second on the catcher's throwing error. And the 3-hitter, Carlos Santana, batting left-handed. The pitch. And it's a fastball strike. The Royals are the best defensive club in baseball. But this inning, they make a mistake, and it's cost them a run, although the Indians did the damage early against Lopez, who's given up 4 runs this inning. Carlos Santana today, a single, a double, a walk. All of that left-handed. He's batting left-handed now. 27 games in a row Santana's been on with a hit or a walk. And out to the mound goes the catcher, Cam Gallagher. So the Indians, who got a rough outing from Zach Plesac, 2 2/3, in which he gave up 3 runs, have gotten a brilliant effort again from their bullpen, and the Indians offensively have just kept scrapping. And now lead 6-3 going for the sweep here in the 7th. The pitch to Santana. A swing and a ball ripped foul down the left side lower deck. Look out, folks. Nothing into the count. Oakland leads the Twins 3-2 in the 6th. Can you imagine if the Indians are within 4 or 5 games at the All-Star break? They sure could be.
And then Minnesota starts play in Cleveland after the break.
Oh, boy.
Hello, big games and fun times.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Now Peralta steps away. Let's see. The Minnesota Twins finishing their series in Oakland today. And the Twins come home to play tomorrow night against Texas. That's a bizarre way to end the first half. Huh. And now another visit to the mound by Gallagher and Peralta. It's almost like the first day in school where they're just meeting each other. 2 mound visits within a couple of pitches.
Boy, this could be the day we see a team run out of mound visits. They're down to 2.
Yeah. I think the hay's in the barn, and the barn's starting to burn for Kansas City. This is kind of deja vu for the Royals this year with their bullpen. The pitch, high, 1-2, and it's hard to manage when you don't have the weapons in the bullpen because every decision you make seemingly backfires.
And this is why when you look at some of their offensive talent, you say, well, how can they have a record like that? But it does go back to the bullpen for sure.
Sure does. And it really erodes the confidence of your club. The pitch swung on, bounced to first. Santana has another quality at bat. He's retired by Cuthbert, but he got Mercado to third. One down. Little things. That's what makes Santana an all-star. Here's Jason Kipnis, 0 for 3. Indians with a 6-3 lead, having scored 4 times here in the 7th, and they forced the Royals to bring the infield in with 1 down. Mercado at third. Would the Indians ever do a suicide squeeze? It's not a play that Terry Francona likes. You hardly ever see him do it, but you never know. Kipnis, though, hitting cleanup. Not many times does a cleanup hitter lay down a suicide squeeze bunt. He takes a fastball away, ball 1. But the Indians don't have a bona fide cleanup hitter. And another scout said today, he goes, I think I say this every year. This is a scout from another organization. He said this might be Terry Francona's best managing job ever. And he goes, I think I say that almost every year. The 1-0 pitch. Outside 2-0. To do what Tito has done with this club, with the injuries and with the loss of offense from a year ago, it's why he's a Hall of Fame manager, and it's why Cleveland is so lucky to have him.
You said it earlier in the inning, little things, and that's ingrained from spring training on. If you can do the little things, it pays off.
Now the 2-0 to Kipnis. Down and in, 3-0. Well, Kipnis has the green light. Let's see if he takes a shot here. Why not? You're up 6-3. A runner at third. 1 out in the 7th. Infield in. Kipnis with a 3-0 count. The set by Peralta. Here it comes. And he took a strike. 3-1 the count. Doesn't mean he wasn't swinging, but smart hitters realize 3-0 green light means swing at your pitch, not that you have to swing. Now the 3-1 delivery. A swing and a fly ball to left field. This should get it home. Medium deep toward the line of score. Makes the catch. Lindor's coming home. Kipnis gets it done. Sac fly by Kipnis to left. It's a 5-run inning for the Indians. Give Jason Kipnis his 32nd run batted in. 7-3 Cleveland here in the 7th. And situational baseball 101. 2 down, bases empty, and the 8th man to hit this inning is Jose Ramirez. He's 1 for 3 today with a solo homer down the right field line back in the 2nd. His 6th home run. Batting left-handed now. Peralta's pitch. And down and in, ball 1. Seven runs, 10 hits for Cleveland. 3 runs, 5 hits for Kansas City. We're in the 7th. Tribe looking for the sweep. The pitch. In there, a strike. 1-1. And to date ourselves, the Minnesota Twins in Oakland might be looking out over the horizon like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid saying, who are those guys? Now the 1-1 pitch. Down and in, ball 2, 2-1 the count. The Twins, a month ago, had an 11.5 game lead on the Indians. 1 month ago, Minnesota had its biggest lead over the Tribe, 11.5 games. The Indians win and the Twins lose today. It'll be down to 6. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3-1. Whatever happened to Catherine Ross?
I'm not sure. It's a shame, though.
I think the Sundance Kid aged her. She left him in Bolivia. 3-1 the count now on Ramirez. Peralta's ready. Here it comes. A swing and a foul right side, full count. He got a 3-1 changeup.
If you asked every player on Oakland and Minnesota If they watch that movie, how many do you think would say, yeah, yeah?
How many of them know who Paul Newman is?
Right.
The pride of Shaker Heights. Now the payoff pitch. Swung on and blasted to deep right. Away, back and gone. It's a second home run for Jose Ramirez. The Indians with a 6-run seventh. And the Tribe now on top by a score of 8-3. And oh, did Jose get all of that one. For Ramirez, his first multi-homer game of the season. And it's the 7th time this year the Indians have had a multi-homer game. Wow, did that ball have that special sound to it. Taking is Jake Bauers. It's upstairs and outside, ball one. Wow.
And it's been a struggle from the left side for Ramirez, but today, as good as he's looked from the left side all season long.
Ninth man to bat this inning is Bauers, 0 for 3. He takes down and in, 2-0. Well, at the end of the day, Rosie, if Jose Ramirez becomes Jose Ramirez again after the All-Star break, this is an entirely different Indians ball club. Now the 2-0 pitch. Bauers takes ball 3, down low, 3-0 the count.
And his biggest believer in that clubhouse is Francisco Lindor, who still maintains that Jose is going to reach his numbers that he would normally reach the last couple of seasons. Now, that would take some kind of second half, but the confidence is there.
3-0 pitch. Bullseye, 3-1. 6-run 7th. The Indians trailed 3-2 when the inning began. The Indians lead 8-3. And Jose Ramirez now 7 homers and his first 2-homer game of the year. The set and the 3-1 pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air, fairly deep left. Gore drifting back in front of the track. What an inning for the Indians. What a 4th of July for the Indians. We'll stay here for another rain delay. Who cares? It's stretch time on this nation's birthday with a score Cleveland 8. Kansas, they're trailing the first place Brewers by 3.5 games in last place. Cubs hammering Pittsburgh 11-3 as that ball game's in the 7th inning. Washington beat Miami today 5-2. Terrence Gord takes a strike from Adam Simber. Everything else not yet underway, and believe it or not, a number of teams are not playing on this 4th of July. Now the set by Simber, the 0-1, and it's in there, strike 0-2. Here it's all Cleveland. Tribe now leading Kansas City 8-3 in the 7th, scoring 6 in the top of this 7th, and that's your Ram Truck out-of-town scoreboard. 2-strike pitch. Wow, just missed low. If you want towing, hauling, work, or play, Ram powers you through it. See your Ram dealer or log on to ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram. 8-3 Indians, bottom of the 7th. Gore's walked and doubled. He swings, taps one by the mound. The second baseman, Kipnis, has to hurry to throw to get the speed merchant one down. Top of the order now. And Whit Merrifield, he'll be in Cleveland Tuesday night. He is simply one of the best players in baseball. Merrifield 1 for 3 today, an RBI single. Kansas City took the lead with a 3-run third and knocked Zach Plesac out of that third inning. They haven't scored a run off the Indians' bullpen. 18,076 on this holiday. The set in the pitch, and it's a slider strike. The Royals, since their back-to-back World Series years, are going down in attendance every year, and that's, I guess, to be expected. The pitch, swung on, a little weak fly ball to right, twisting towards the line, foul, 0-2. The Royals had their best season ever, their World Series championship year. They went back-to-back years. They won it in 15 that year. the Royals drew 2.7 million. That's the most fans the Royals have ever had in a single season, 2.7. Now the two-strike pitch, fouled back. Merrifield stays alive. Then in 16, they went from 2.7 to 2.5 million. In 17, it was 2.2 million. And then the bottom fell out last year, 1.6 million. And they'll probably be below that this year. Here's the set and the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Elevated a fastball and got Merrifield, and that's not easy to do. So Cimber gets his first strikeout. 2 down in the Royal 7th. So the Indians with an 8-3 lead, and it's kind of like the air went out of the balloon here for the Kansas City Ball Club. And again, if you're about to lose for the 30th time after having the lead, pretty hard for the Royals position players and hitters not to think deja vu. Here's Mondesi taking down and away ball 1, the switch hitting shortstop. 1 for 3 with a bunt RBI single. Adalberto Mondesi. Indians pull to the right. No shift on the infield, but darn close. The pitch. And it's in there, a strike. And the count 1-1. A.J. Cole, maybe the biggest key in this game. He came in with the bases loaded in the 3rd inning and struck out Cuthbert to end the uprising and keep the Indians in the game. The 1-1 swung on, fouled back, 1-2. Cole went an inning and a third of scoreless relief. Tyler Clippard an inning and 2/3 of scoreless relief. And Adam Cimber trying to go an inning and a third of scoreless relief. And it's a day when they don't have their closer available. Brad Hand needs a day off. Now the 1-2. Outside and high, 2-2. 8-3 Indians. Royals batting, bases empty, 2 down in the 7th. Seems like another year ago when the Royals swept the Indians, first time they played them here in Kansas City. Cimber's pitch, swung on and missed, got him with a fastball.
Keyword fireworks.
Jake Newberry's on for Kansas City, primarily fastball slider. 8th inning, 8-3 Cleveland. Homer Bailey left with a chance to win it. He'll get a no decision. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 runs. Tim Hill a scoreless inning. Jorge Lopez faced 4 batters, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs. Willie Peralta goes an inning, gave up 2 runs, both unearned. Now Jake Newberry. Kevin Plawecki started the 6-run 7th with a single, leads off the 8th, takes down and away ball 1. Newberry's 13th appearance since coming up, no decisions, a .393 earned run average. 8-3 Cleveland in the 8th, the next offering, and it's low a slider, 2-0. Plawecki 2 for 3 with 2 singles. The only time they got him out, he almost hit one out to dead center. Go to MyPillow.com. Click the radio listeners special tab. Get the promo code TRIBE and a special offer. MyPillow.com, promo code TRIBE. Now the pitch. And it's in there, and the count 2-1. Bottom third of the Indians order productive today. My goodness. Plawecki, Bradley, Naquin combining for 5 hits. The set and pitch. Swing and a foul back. 2-2. Boy, he had a good rip. Now the next delivery. Wide, full count. Newberry's ready. Here it comes. And it's a little inside, and the big day continues. Kevin Plawecki with a leadoff walk here in the 8th. So the Indians have had a grand total now of 14 base runners. Here's Mike Freeman. He pinched, ran, and then stayed in to play left field. Freeman scored after pinch running for Bobby Bradley. Bobby Bradley had a double and a single today. Big hits, too, when the Indians were down both times. The set in the pitch. A swing and a foul upstairs, 0-1. Mike Freeman done a nice job off the Indians' bench, batting .261, 10 RBIs. He's had a couple of homers. He can play pretty much anywhere. Infield, outfield, you name it. And has. And done a nice job. Left-handed batter. Newberry's pitch. Swung on a little blooper into left. This is trouble. Gore coming hard toward the line. It drops, base hit. Kicks off of him. He falls down. Ball rolls to the sidewall and foul ground. And it's a double for Freeman. And into third is Plawecki. A blooper down the left field line, and shallow left turns into a double for Freeman. So the Indians just keep on swinging it now. This is amazing that this is the same ball club that started the road trip with back-to-back embarrassing losses in Baltimore. Boy, have they recovered. And with an off day coming up tomorrow, sure looks like they will go into Cincinnati's first game in the series on Saturday afternoon with a 4-game winning streak and be a season-high 10 games over. Royals forced to bring the infield in again. Second and third, nobody out. 8th inning, Tribe up 8-3. The number 9 hitter, Tyler Naquin. Big RBI double last inning. The pitch, and he fouled it straight back and was right on it. Naquin 1 for 2 with the RBI double and a walk. Infielders at the cut of the grass. Anything hit sharply on the ground is going to get through. Plawecki at third. Freeman with a mammoth lead at second. Outfield just a tad the other way toward left. Not very deep for Naquin. Newberry's ready. Hands at the belt. Lets it fly. And a swing and a miss on a slider in the dirt. Nothing into the count. Now the 2-strike pitch. Swing and a foul at the plate. Fought off pretty good slider. Well, it's just hard to believe what happens in a month. On June 3rd, the Indians found themselves 11 and a half games out of first. That's the most games they have trailed the Twins by this season. That was back on June 3rd. Now the set. Now the 0-2. Oof. Maybe inside? 1-2 the count. On June 3rd, the Indians were under 500. They were 29-30. 11 and a half games out. A win today, and the Indians will be 19-8 since that off day on June 3rd. Now the set. Now the 1-2, a swing and a foul, first base side. Count still 1-2. And being 11 and a half games out on June 3rd and a game under 500, Minnesota still trailing Oakland 3-2 in the 7th. If the Twins would lose, the Indians would not only be 19-8 since June 3rd, but they would have shaved 5.5 games off the Twins' lead and be 6 games out. Now the 1-2 delivery. Inside, nicked him or did it? He just did turn out of the way from the hard stuff, and the count 2-2. So in 1 month would look like basically a coronation the rest of the way for the Minnesota Twins. has turned into a palace coup. Here is the set by Newberry, and the 2-2. Swung on, ripped foul down the left side. Count still 2-2. And we still have numerically not quite half a season to go. And the Twins have never been in this spot with this group of players before. How will they handle it?
What's remarkable, too, about the turnaround for the Indians, remember, they're coming out of that series in Chicago where they really played poorly going into that off day on June the 3rd, and it just didn't look like a turnaround was in the offing.
The 2-2 swung on, fouled again, out of play to the left. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. So the Indians leading 8-3. Runners at second and third, nobody out in the 8th, infield in. The other thing, too, with the Indians, they in Minnesota still have 13 games between them, starting with that series in Cleveland following the All-Star break. The Indians and Twins are 3-3 against each other this year. Maybe the schedule maker did get it right. 13 meetings between the two clubs after the All-Star break. Wow. Get your tickets now, Indians.com, or go to the ballpark app. Now the 2-2. Swung on, bounced toward first. Backhanded pick by Cuthbert. Holds the runners. First baseman runs to the bag, beats Naquin. 1 down, runners still at second and third. Top of the order, Frankie Lindor. He was having an awful road trip. Frankie Lindor was 4 for 23 on this road trip. Then an RBI single in the 5th. Made it a 3-2 ball game. Royals up. And then a 2-run single in the 7th. And that gave the Indians a 5-3 lead. The Royals have said, you know what, Frankie? That's enough. Just head to first. So he's intentionally walked. Newberry's walked 2 this inning. And now he has to throw strikes. Bases are loaded for Oscar Mercado. Plawecki at third. Freeman at second. Lindor at first. 1 out in the 8th. It's been a frustrating series for Mercado. 0 for 12, but boy, he had a big-time sack bunt that ended up turning into more than that last inning. Infield back, double play depth, the pitch, swing and a foul at the plate. Now Mercado has to avoid trying to do too much. Outfield, medium deep. Tilted a bit the other way toward right. You just get the feeling Mercado needs to get a base hit here to keep his head from exploding off his shoulders. He has been so angry with himself at times. The pitch, swung on, fouled off, right side again, 0-2. And when you're scuffling like he is here now, it seems like you're down in the count every at-bat. Bases full of Indians. 1 down, 8th inning. The Indians with 6 in the 7th. Now trying to remove, if there is any doubt, any shred of it here in the 8th. Leading 8-3, bases loaded, 1 out. Mercado, the native of Colombia. He and his family moved to Tampa when he was 8 years of age. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to short. Mondesi to second. There's one. Relay Lopez, double play, ending AM 1100. Adam Cimber, this is his 3rd different inning to work here today. And, boy, this is mammoth when you can get multiple innings. And the Indians have been getting that today as the bullpen has been one of the biggest stories of this game. 3 different relievers, all 3 working multiple innings today. Cole, Clippard, Cimber. First pitch to Alex Gordon, and he fouls one back, strike 1. Tribe 8, Royals 3, bottom of the 8th. Cimber's retired all 4 he's faced. Double barrel activity in the Indians bullpen. The pitch swung on, fouled again. Back it out of play, 0-2. Nick Whitgren, the right-hander. Oliver Perez, the lefty, up in the Tribe pen. Tribe 8, Royals 3, 8th inning. Gordon today 0 for 3, the pitch. He waves at a high heater, and Boyce Simber's done that very well today. That's something he worked very hard on in spring training. He's a sinker slider guy, but he's trying to get guys to change their eye level and elevate a four-seam fastball when he's ahead in the count. Now, for him, elevation means at the letters or higher. Otherwise, he'll get hit hard. Here's Hunter Dozier, 0 for 2 with a walk. He hammers one to deep left, but he hooked it foul. Strike one. Righty-righty matchup. Indians looking for a sweep of the Royals and a season best 10 games over 500. Now the pitch swung on, Topper fouled, third base side, and the count 0-2. Need a full-size truck? Well, stop by your local Toyota dealer for the Go Anywhere, Do Anything Toyota Tundra. One of 12 different Toyotas built in this country. For all Toyota offers, go to buyatoyota.com. Now the 0-2. Swing and a weak ground ball to short. Lindor gobbles it up, throws over, 2 down. Boy, just very soft contact against Adam Cimber today. Here's Jorge Soler, 0 for 2 with a bases loaded walk. That was the last batter Zach Plesac faced in the third. Plesac had a bizarre inning. He was dominant up until that third. At one point had a towel brought off because he was sweating, and he toweled himself off, something probably none of us have ever seen in a big league game. The pitch swung on, ripped foul to the right, strike one. And it really seemed to bother Plesac, whether he was sweating so much he couldn't get a good grip. He never seemed to go to the rosin bag. Anyway, he ended up going 2 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs on 3 hits after he retired the first 7 in the game. Pitch inside, a ball, 1-1. But Cole, Clippard, and Cimber, the 3 C's, have saved the Indians today. Tribe was down 3-1. The bullpen has thrown up goose eggs, and the offense has come to life. The pitch. Down and in, ball 2, 2-1. Boy, and the Indians limped into Kansas City. Terry Francona had a meeting before the game on Tuesday to remind guys, hey, All-Star break hasn't started yet. Don't coast in. The pitch outside, a ball, 3-1. We have fought too hard to get back into this thing. You go all out until Sunday. Then you get your well-deserved break. But don't be worrying and thinking about the break. You got to focus on playing. And boy, have they. 3-1 is in there, a strike, full count. And that's what makes Tito so good. He doesn't sit there and close the doors and scream at them like they're 5 years old. He gets his point across, and when he has a meeting, guys know, hey, look, he means it. Let's kick it in gear. The pitch, a little bit low, evidently, and Soler walks. So Soler's aboard with a 2-out walk. Indians up 8-3 in the 8th. Chesler Cuthbert 1 for 3 with a double. The days of treating major league players like they're prisoners and you can do whatever you want to them, maybe that's a bad analogy, but just treating them like they're just no options available and they've got to take it, they're over. Here's the pitch. A swing and a foul down the right side, strike one. I think that's the way it is in any sport now. You can't do what Bill Belichick does without, having discipline. But you don't win every year because he's just screaming at people.
And it's more of a partnership now, I think, for a lot of coaches.
That's
with
a
their
good
players.
analogy.
Tito asks for input from his players all the time on key things that make a team go.
Now the 0-1 pitch. A swing and a liner up the middle, base hit center field. Well, it's in a lot of ways like raising kids. I mean, if all you do is scream and holler, after a while they tune you out. There still has to be discipline. There still has to be order and a boss. But it's a two-way street. And that's why Terry Francona is the Hall of Fame manager. Soler at second, Cuthbert at first. Royals have their 6th hit. 2 down in the 8th. 8-3 Cleveland. Nicky Lopez 0 for 3 today and 1 for 10 this weekend. Rookie second baseman out of Creighton University. Now the set in the pitch. A swing and a tapper headed to short. Lindor has it. Steps on second. Force ends the inning. And the Indians stay in control. And the bullpen stays. Normally at this time we would bring you a station ID. But on the 4th of July holiday, the FCC says you don't have to. It's an 8-3 ball game. Indians on top of the Royals. We go to the 9th and they bring their closer in. There's the FCC lighting off some fireworks as we speak. Ian Kennedy, longtime starter, had been ineffective. They put him in the bullpen, and all of a sudden he's become a heck of a closer. Carlos Santana leads it off, switch hitter batting left-handed. Kennedy's ready, and the pitch, and it's swung on rocket to right foul, strike one. Kennedy has 11 saves, no wins, 2 losses, a 3.27 ERA. 40 strikeouts in 33 innings. Be interesting to see if somebody tries to trade for him. His 5-year contract comes to a conclusion next year. The pitch, down and in, a ball, 1-1. But shoot, name a playoff team that doesn't need somebody in the back end of their bullpen. All of a sudden, this guy's become an option for some teams.
I just look at the National League East alone and the bullpen issues that the contenders are having.
Some sprinkles are falling as the Indians lead 8-3 here in the 9th. Santana takes a look at a strike on a curve. Santana has walked, singled, doubled, and grounded out. So officially today, the All-Star 2 for 3. What a series. Santana has gone 6 for 11 in this series. Now the set, now the pitch. Swing and a foul back. Still 1-2. Carlos Santana has hit 29 home runs off the Royals. There's no player in baseball that's still playing at the moment that has that many career home runs off the Royals. 8-3 Tribe, 9th inning. Kennedy's ready. Here it comes. Up and in. 2-2 the count. Oakland still leads Minnesota 3-2 in the 8th. Rain's gotten a little bit heavier. But no sight of the ground crew. We're just going to play through this now. Thankfully, it's a lopsided game. The pitch. Swung on, bounced foul right side. Let's pause and give those stations one of those well-deserved station breaks on the Indians Radio Network.
Rob Bailey in the newsroom. President defending the cost of Salute to America event in D.C. More after the game on News Radio WTAM 1100, Cleveland.
Tom Hamilton, Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze. We've got Jerry with us here in the booth. Tribe on top, 8-3 in the 9th. Santana takes its high, and the count is full. So the rain continues to get a little bit heavier. And the Indians and Royals had a 2.5-hour rain delay before this game ever started. So nobody wants another rain delay. Both teams are traveling after this game. The pitch, and it's high, and he walked him. And Santana says, I'm not giving away an at-bat. So Santana, 2 hits, 2 more walks today. Royals pitchers have walked 5 in the game and given up a dozen hits. Jason Kipnis 0 for 3 with a sac fly. KeyBank's the banking home of the Indians. Cover your financial bases with KeyBank. They bring you the keys to the game. Well, the keys today, a relentless Indians offense and an incredible effort by the Indians bullpen. The pitch. And it's a fastball strike at the letters. 8 runs, 12 hits for the Tribe. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Royals. Indians had trailed 3-1 after 4. Now the 0-1. Swung on, foul to the upper deck, 0-2. Indians 3 outs away from being 10 games over 500 for the first time this season. On June 3rd, they were 29-30, 11 and a half games out. The set, the 2-strike pitch. Swing and a foul back, Kipnis on the hard stuff. 95 miles an hour from Ian Kennedy. Wow. Played at USC, and he's got a little more giddy up now because he doesn't have to save anything. You're a starter, you're not coming out there guns a-blazing, or you're going to last about 3 innings. Rain has gotten much heavier. Now the pitch. High, 1-2. And a lot of folks are sitting out in it. So on the 4th of July, a wet T-shirt contest has broken out at Kauffman Stadium. That's how muggy it is. And it probably feels pretty good. 8-3 Tribe, 9th inning, a runner on, nobody out. The set. And Kennedy's pitch. High, ball 2-2. He looks like he's having a little trouble with the grip, too. He's probably saying to Ned Yost, hey, where's my towel?
Does that count as a mound visit? We'll never know.
He's actually going to the Rosenbag, which is why that's out there. Indians do not have anybody warming up. I wonder if Adam Simber's going to try to finish this game. We'll see. Nobody warming in the Indians' bullpen. Now the set. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball got him. So Kennedy strikes out Kipnis. And Kipnis will take an 0-for-13 skid into that Cincinnati series. 1 down. Jose Ramirez has had his first multi-homer game of the year. 2 solo shots to right. He's 2 for 4, batting left-handed. The set, the pitch, and it's high for ball 1. Jose Ramirez has never hit 3 home runs in a game. The pitch. Swung on and ripped foul down the right side. He had thoughts of it. And the count now, 1-1. Nick Whitgren starts to throw in the Indians' pen, and the rain is starting to subside. Ramirez has homered twice in a game, 10 times, the 10th and the first time this year. Coming here today. Now the set. Now the 1-1. And a breaking ball strike, 1-2. Santana at first, 1 out in the 9th. Indians up 5. Outfield around toward right, fairly deep. The pitch swung on, popped him up foul, back and out of play. And the count stays 1-2. And Ramirez certainly looks like he's trying to hit a 3rd homer. Bottom of the 8th inning now in Oakland. A's still leading the Twins 3-2. And Oakland has quietly gotten back into the playoff hunt. They're 8 games behind Houston in the West, but a handful of teams very much alive in the wild card chase. Kennedy with a high hold, lets it fly, and it's low, ball 2, 2-2. Six-run 7th inning turned this game around. Indians lead at 8-3. Here in the 9th, Kennedy's next delivery, down and in, missed with a curveball, and the string is out on Ramirez. Santana, can't imagine he's running with the Indians up 5 in the 9th. 1 down. Now the payoff pitch. Swung on, grounded to first, handled by Cuthbert. Goes to second, one. Mondesi relay. Got him! 3-6-3 double play as Ramirez and the Indians are done. Boy,
I'm trucking with Valley Ford Truck.
Hear the Home Run Derby and All-Star Game Monday and Tuesday night on WTAM 1100.
Well, the Indians looking for the sweep. And the Indians now have the lead by a score of 8-3. Bottom of the 9th, Nick Whitgren comes on. What a job again by Adam Simber as he went 2 1/3 scoreless, giving up a hit, walked the batter, struck out 3. Whitgren makes his 29th appearance. He's 3-0, a 3.16 ERA, non-save situation. 8th hitter is Cam Gallagher, 1 for 3 with a single. He'll lead it off for Kansas City. Indians had trailed today 3-1 after 4. But the Indians bullpen has been dynamite today. First pitch strike. Zach Plesac had his shortest outing, going 2 2/3, giving up 3 runs. But A.J. Cole, Tyler Clippard, and Adam Simber shutting out the Kansas City Royals in 5 1/3 innings. That pitch in there, or is it? Nope, missed. Low and away, 1-1. I mean, this is not your typical blow them away type of bullpen that the Indians and Royals have both had, but the Indians' pen has been awfully effective all year. That pitch fouled off down to the right. And the count of 1-2. Whitgren fastball, curveball, changeup. Here's 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. Whitgren's ready. Here it comes. And Gallagher takes down and away, full count. The next delivery, swung on, popped up foul, first base side. This becomes a souvenir, and the count remains 3-2. Adam Simber would get the win today. Jorge Lopez would take the loss. No save. Now the pitch. Swung on and hammered to deep left. Forget about it. Wow. Way out of here for Cam Gallagher. That's his first home run. And the Royals now trail it 8-4 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Gallagher didn't get cheated. So the backup catcher gets his first home run of the campaign and just his third ever in the major leagues. So the first run scored by the Royals off the Indians' pen in what will amount to 6+ innings of work. Here's the number 9 hitter, Terrence Gore, 1 for 2, a double and a walk. He looks at a strike. Whitgren's next delivery. Gore slices one to right, line shot, but right there, barely having to move and making the head-high catch is Tyler Naquin. And Gore is out number 1. Top of the order now in Whit Merrifield. He is 1 for 4 RBI single, a major league leading 114 base hits. Now the set, now the pitch. Swung on, ripped foul down the right side, strike 1. Well, it just doesn't seem like anymore with Whit Merrifield you ever see him take a bad swing or that he's ever fooled. The next delivery, swung on, skied in the air to shallow right. Easy play for Naquin jogging in, and Merrifield is out number 2. Indians up 8-4 in the 9th. Royals down to their last out. And it'll be Adalberto Mondesi, the shortstop. He'll swing it left-handed. He's 1 for 4, had a bunt single and an RBI. Shift to the right side of the infield. 3 are there as Mondesi puts one into the lower deck down the left side. Strike 1. The next offering moves his feet. Ball 1, 1-1. Whitgren, he's ready. Hands at the belt, fires. Swung on, bounced towards second baseman Jason Kipnis. Gloves, throws, ball game. And the Indians have a sweep. And for the first time this year, the Indians are 10 games over 500, and they keep charging towards first place and the Minnesota Twins. The final today,